session 2 of Adamantine Echoes of the Astral Sea. Last we left off, the party had gotten to the Siren's Rest, and they were talking to Quilrith in the restaurant, the Fanged Calamari.
I somehow forgot that's what we called it.
Could also call this one session 1 because last session was, kind of session 0, but it also was kind of session 1 at the same time.
Yeah, we hadn't truly kicked off the plot yet.
Yeah,
For accounting purposes,
we're gonna kick. Yeah, we're gonna kick off the plot this time, though. Hopefully,
all right,
or at least come very close to kicking off the plot.
We'll find out.
Yeah,
the adventure continues
or begins.
Yeah.
Either way.
All right. So, after your conversation, Quilrith stands up to leave. I think I have to be somewhere else, but perhaps it would be helpful for you to meet some of the locals, get a little more accustomed to the Astral Sea. Might help to ease your confusion.
I look at the freaking tentacle monster and Snake Man. Look back at this. Look back
at the lizard man talking.
Look back at the lizard man, who is somehow not the weirdest thing in this room.
The magic lizard man.
Yeah. But we don't know that.
Yeah, I want to point out, as far as I know, he's not the weirdest thing in the room. I know, out of game, that he is so much weirder than he currently looks.
Yep.
Just wait till I see an image of what his frickin' attack form looks like.
He's a beastie boy.
His beast form.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, ain't that something? That's a
just wait until you see what his true form looks like.
Yeah. Oh, good. My eyes melted.
But, well, also I gotta say though, technically, both Nilo and I are used to dealing with lizard men. Yeah. I mean, I've got Sangheili, you've got both Drell and Turians are kind of lizard men.
In all honesty, really the only one who's all that crazy to look at here is honestly Lurdivox, but that's only because octopus-headed people isn't common even in sci-fi settings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whereas lizard folk and snake folk and all that, those are fair game. Those are all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
back to the matter at hand.
Like I would say Ticker is a bit more strange than Quilrith.
Oh, he is. And Skirbo's just terrifying.
Well, that's more of a Skirbo thing and less of he's a robot thing.
Well, it is both a robot thing.
For Nilo, it is a robot thing.
It is both a Skirbo thing and the fact that he's a robot.
Quarians and robots and that's like fire and ice and yeah.
This not to mention I saw a Reaper earlier today. With not even a ship hole between me and the Reaper, although admittedly the hull of a ship is about as good as having a sheet of paper between me and a tiger, but
it depends on how much ship hull you got. Like just one hull, a full both sides of a hull of a dreadnought, and then your hull. A couple.
Listen, if I had 6,001 hulls, it probably still wouldn't matter. I might as well have. I upgraded to defending myself with crafting paper.
No, it's 15 sheets of
cardboard. Anyways,
sheet of paper, you just stacked them.
Yeah, Quilrith excuses himself, and a busboy effectively comes along to take your dishes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. After the dishes have been taken away, I reseal my helmet. Or rather, put it back on because my seal is not intact anymore because it's not sealing. Whatever, close enough.
I'm somewhere between trying to figure out what the hell just happened, and also a little bit in too much bliss from the fact that that was the best damn meal I've ever had in my life and will ever have in all likelihood.
Well, at least until the next time we come here, you know.
Oh, absolutely. But as far as I know, I'm not coming back here.
Amiria takes notes on all the things she's seen so far. She has never seen a dragon so small and without wings before. It's kind of weird.
Hmm. Well, it would seem we have no mission parameters.
To fraternize with locals?
I'd rather not
Unless
do
you've
that.
got a better way off of here.
Oh, is that our way out of here? Is to talk to the locals?
We did actually finally introduce each other, did we?
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
we did. Yeah.
Or I think
I believe so.
Yeah.
At the very least, it might have
took
been
half of last
Clarith
session.
who finally forced it. I don't remember.
No,
I
think
don't
at this
remember.
point-
I just know it took an absurd long time for our names to actually come up.
Technically, my name still hasn't come up. Just my
Yeah.
call sign and number. The number is blatantly obvious. It's, you know, painted in white paint on my armor.
What armor?
He has some
the,
armor.
the piece of metal that still makes me weigh a half ton.
I'm just gonna
He
call
does
you
still have
Metal
some
Man.
armor.
Anyways,
Though obviously a lot of your armor is scuffed and some of it is still covered in blood,
Damaged,
so
chipped, and chunked. So sort of like you know how in Halo 3 and the beginning of 4, there's that big old chunk missing out of Chief's chest plate.
Yeah.
Probably like a whole lot of that going on.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine there are just some sections of your armor that's just missing, and it might as well just be the undersuit components.
Yeah.
Anyways, wait a minute. This. I don't remember discussing how we were going to handle the tab.
Have you never, like, dined and dashed?
Lars already paid for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. No.
I assumed that much.
Why, thank you,
You've
Lars.
been covered. You've been covered. You've been covered by the ship's expenses. Don't worry.
Good.
As long as you, I wouldn't want to deal with the hassle of you trying to pay with your, but does quotations digital currencies. I'm still not sure how those equate value, but to each their own.
Amiria will like nudge Bradley. What does digital mean?
I just look at you strange, and then I just let my head sort of just drop, and I sigh. And I look at the choir and be like, how are we going to ever... You know what? I'm not a scientist. I'm not going to even bother trying. I just immediately stand up to my 7.5 feet and like, should we split up?
I think it would be best if we try to find a better avenue of explanation, and don't want to keep people. We shouldn't hold up these people.
Should we? Let's go wander around. Maybe we'll find something to get us out of here.
We'll find some. Yeah.
So you step out of the restaurant.
Please come again. I'd rather not.
And you see a variety of places around the little like plaza that the restaurant is off of. You see a shop next door to the restaurant. Those who can read English script read that the shop is titled The Silver Dragon. And you also see the entrance to the park that you came through. You see a stall in the middle that is glittering with various coins and jewelry. You see a shop named Buckthorn's Oddities and a shop named Slugworth Creations.
I want to go to the
Interesting.
oddities shop.
I will
That's-
follow.
Alrighty.
I, are you sure we want to introduce more oddities to this insane endeavor we've been in?
I look down at you and like, could it get any worse? Actually, don't answer that. Forgot I even said
Thought
Rather
you
go
were a
into there than
scientist.
socialize, okay?
Oh, look around. No, wait for me.
Right.
What?
I
You
follow behind them, lumbering along.
yeah. You hear the
I'm gonna take
bell.
my
You hear
chances
a
with
bell
at least 2
ding.
meat shields.
You hear a bell ding as you enter the shop, and it looks like an old west general store. There's an old timey register on the counter, a potted cactus next to the register, as well as shelves lined with various gear. You see rope, you see climbing tools, you see
Bombs.
bottles of oil, you see all sorts of different little bits of gear that could be useful.
Okay,
Ugh.
so no taxidermy.
There's a mounted antelope head above the register.
I know what that is. One thing looks familiar.
Definitely an antelope.
All of us but the choir know what it is.
I should also mention that there is a cowboy hat on top of the cactus.
Oh, lovely.
I don't know what that is.
It's a hat.
In fact, as
Obviously.
I'm looking around, I'm just like, lovely.
But what
So,
something
are there
underneath
any
the hat?
Well, this could-
oddities?
I was expecting something much worse.
I was expecting a lot of dead animals.
Oh, it'll be fine.
I'm walk into the store next door, find a frickin' cursed hand trying to grab people.
That's what the knife is for.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't seem to see any employees currently.
Amiria is interested in the strange plant that has a hat.
All
That
right.
has thorns.
Thorns.
You should
Covered in
touch it. You should just
spines.
like full on grasp it.
Make a perception check.
Alright. Oh, okay. So,
Oh no,
perception.
Oh, I'm just standing near the
Oh,
door,
no.
like leaning
it's a
against one of the,
cactar.
the
Those are
post that doesn't have a
tools.
cactus in front of it.
Alright, perception plus 4. Okay. Rolling 1d20 plus 4. That one.
It's a thorny plant with a hat.
Whoa. I've never
Whoa.
seen. I've never seen such a strange plant. I write details in the notebook about this strange thing.
You know, sometimes they bloom flowers.
This one is
Yeah,
not currently.
so-
This one is not currently blooming.
It's not blooming, of course, right now, yeah, but some plants, yeah.
Do they have a particular season?
I'm not a botanist.
They usually live in like desert areas.
And
That's
what are these deserts?
You don't have
Sand.
them.
Lots
Hot.
of sand.
Not much rain.
Hmm.
a lot
So
of
like a
heat,
beach?
from what I've heard.
Without the ocean.
Hmm.
Beach
The
without
sand
the
is
ocean.
the
Without
ocean.
the ocean.
Ocean of sand and heat. Dreadful.
And odd things. What do you find in a desert?
That depends on the desert. Rocks, poisonous snakes, lizards, more of those than I just drew the cactus.
Huh.
Crazy genocidal aliens trying to kill you all.
Spiders that bury themselves in the sand. I don't.
That too.
I'm not normally one for spiders, but those videos are strangely cute.
Videos?
Oh yes, especially those man-sized spiders. Ah, gotta worry about those.
I look at you. I tilt my helmet slightly. Like, no,
You,
no, no, no man-sized spiders.
I sincerely hope you don't have arachni where you come from.
What's a recti?
And almost spider-like creatures with, I don't fully understand, but they are very sapient. If I if I heard reports right, they were helping in our fight against the Reapers. I think they may or may not have been possessing people to speak.
Oh, lovely.
I
You know,
I don't remember hearing much about them, to be honest. There was an extermination war against them a long time ago. I don't actually remember. I just know that the Krogan won't ever let you not hear about it.
Uh-huh. Peachy. Just peachy.
we had a saying in Kessig about spiders. It is more likely that you were eaten by spiders rather than actually getting lost in the woods. So we never used the phrase using lost in the woods. Rather, we used eaten by spiders instead.
Your world sounds like an unadulterated hell.
Well, so does yours.
Or just reach.
Hmm.
Though then again, Reach didn't have
Oh
spiders.
no, that would be the place next door. It's Hell's Breach, I think that's what the name of it is. A lot of devils pop out of there, and those weird fiery hounds.
And I'll have you.
Hellhounds?
I immediately start leaning in closer and checking you to make sure you don't have a head injury.
My, getting a
What about
closer look at
you?
me, aren't you?
And then you all hear me mutter, "No evidence of a head wound.
What's your um?
Maybe you're just
What about you?
crazy."
Wagner, was it?
Vagar.
Vega.
Fuck. Fuck.
Honestly, it fits the character to have misheard him earlier.
Yeah. No, no, no.
Uh,
Makes perfect sense.
yeah, with everything that's going on, of course I got somebody's
Mhm.
name wrong by now.
Mhm.
Anyways, you is I hope your place is nice to live.
Depends on your. It depends on who you are. If you're a commoner, then I mean, not great. If you're living in the city, not great. If you're like me, eh.
Oh, so
Eh.
there's a class divide then.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, what did you mean like you?
Oh, a witcher.
What?
Uh, I hunt monsters while
Ah,
also being a monster myself.
helmet
You don't
tilts sideways
seem
slightly. It's like,
very. Now that you mention it, your eyes are a little off.
Fuck's wrong with my eyes? No, I'm kidding.
Yellow?
I know what they are. Yeah, I get that a lot.
I should
Really?
mention that they
Because
don't.
it.
I should mention they don't quite look like Witcher eyes. They're a little bit different.
Yeah.
Hey guy doesn't know that yet. He knows he's changed,
Yeah.
but he
Yeah.
does not know that his eyes have changed a bit.
Yeah. Point is that it's like, but I'm still gonna make a point that I've always wanted to make about The Witcher, and that is, I don't understand why it's barely noticeable unless you're like looking you dead in the face.
Yeah, a lot of people don't do that a lot, unless they're gonna die.
I hope your occupation pays well.
It depends.
So
Depends
like a
on the bounty.
so like a mercenary then.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I am.
Oh, lovely.
I kind of just mind my own business until a good bounty shows up.
Well, that's good. Okay, it's really starting to bother me. There is nobody here other than us.
Check the back. Maybe there's someone back there taking a nap or something.
Anything
Perhaps
that
it
I
is
could
one
just
of their
like
ghosts.
slap
If
over and
the
make a
rest
lot
of
of
you want to
noise.
make another perception check, you can. Emiria failed her check by a lot, but the
Okay.
rest of you
Wait,
can.
what?
I'll go ahead and roll my.
Perception. Okay.
I'm
I'll go.
over here trying to
I
freaking
will give you help.
figure out what part of the cactus.
I'll give one of you help.
Let me
And by
just.
help, I mean I'll literally just bend, reach down, grab you, and lift you up.
Wait. No. No. Wait. Wait. Nah. Let's see. There we go.
Yeah,
Plus
so I'm giving you the
5.
help action
All right.
in the form of you now have a perch.
Nope.
Nope.
When you don't see anything, I'm like, ah.
I don't.
The rest of you can still. Vagar and Bradley.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going to.
6. Well, aye, useless.
You're very strong.
All right. Bradley and Vagar, you both notice out of the corner of your eye when Emiria looks down to her notebook to write something down, the hat on the cactus shifts slightly, and you see one of the branches move up to adjust the hat.
I knew it.
My head like snaps over to the cactus with a
What?
speed
What?
that's not possible for a normal human, and we're like, and I just have like
What?
one hand up, my left hand, with like pointer finger out, and thumb resting on the fingers, like saw movement over there.
Yeah.
Plants moved.
The
What?
you hear a voice emanate from the cactus. Took you long enough. It turns around and you see that it has eyes and a mouth.
The cactus man.
It's a cactar.
It does look quite similar to a cactar wearing a cowboy hat.
Oh goodness, it's gonna.
I'm
Okay.
gonna scooch behind Vagar a little bit.
I'm still just basically leaning against the door frame, just like, and like, I just have like the one hand up
this
and that like
this went from a
silent,
nice
like I'm about to say something, but I have
this
no idea what I'm going to say. I'm just
this went from a nice this went from a nice place to very odd. I want to leave.
Well,
The
Emiria will do a
the
curtsy.
cactus actually stands up. This one here was at points at Emiria. This one here was looking at me so much. I'm surprised she didn't see me. But looks like you folks actually have some awareness about you.
You make a fine artistic model, my friend.
Thank you.
I
So
I'm
are
about
you
to.
the only oddity here, or are there other oddities? Because
There's a few little bits and bobs, sure enough. I just
but you're
mentioned some of the little stuff, but like he sells all sorts of different adventuring gear. This is the general adventuring gear store.
yeah.
Right.
okay. So there's nothing odd in here.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so then
it's
I'm
not
just
a
gonna walk out.
it's odds and ends. That's probably why it's called
Yeah.
oddities.
Okay.
All right.
yeah.
What am I looking for? I think, if anything, I will ask to see if he has a homunculus heart, if he is willing.
Homunculus heart. The cactus like scratches where its chin would be. I don't think I got the parts for that. Anastasia might check with her. Cost you a pretty penny though.
Hmm. I'll see to it then.
I should mention that I'm trying to do an accent. He sounds like a cowboy.
Yeah.
Like a very
A
stereotypical
what?
cowboy accent.
Yeah, I was picturing that.
Down yonder?
I was totally picturing that oh, I forget his name. Never mind. I won't
Rango?
be able to. No, not Rango. I was picturing like that one actor who has that very thick Southern accent.
That describes a lot of people.
That does
Yeah.
a lot of actors.
Specifically the one with white hair and sometimes shown to have an epic mustache.
Owen
He
Wilson?
replaced. Maybe.
I don't know. Anyways,
Anyways, so so I so I'm just
Thank you for the directions. I'm
yes.
sorry I cannot give you any of my soul today. Perhaps another time. Amiria is under the impression that what is it, that
Yeah.
this plant wants her soul because
the
that's what all
the
the plants on
the
all the talking
cactus,
plants on her plane
like,
say.
it gives an expression that looks like raising an eyebrow. Now, why would I want your soul?
I was just about to ask that same question. Why would the plant want your soul?
It's not like a demon or anything.
Oh well, that's how the
Of
tree
course not.
folk survive back where I live, and I assume he's a relative of theirs of some sort.
Of course it's not a demon. Demons don't exist. Though the Sangheili would argue
Tree
otherwise.
folk.
Demons don't
I'm having
exist.
trouble
What kind
deciding,
of funny
Flora.
fellow?
I'm no treant, so you don't need to worry about that.
I'm having trouble with flora or fauna, so I just want to leave before I say something insensitive.
I just push the door open and just with my other hand, with my left hand, and then just with my right hand in a well, there it is. The door is open.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna walk out.
I'm gonna scooch past the Spartan who has already stated he's in the door frame.
I'm not in the door frame. I'm right next to the door frame.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is the door frame.
I
am one with the
I
door
give like
frame.
I give like a courteous little quick wave goodbye and try to follow Vagar.
Thank you kindly. Come again.
Yeah.
As you leave, the cactus hops back into the pot and turns away from the door again.
Okay. I follow after the three of them to make sure they don't get lost or in trouble or anything.
Time to scrib. We gotta
Are the
find this
roads like
Amiria.
stone paved, brick paved, dirt path?
Stone paved.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm not making any effort at all to try and quieten my steps. Just the sound of my Mjolnir boots on the stone as I walk behind you three.
So I'm looking around. Should be a sign that says that's like I forget if we decided whether or not she's running a branch of Witches of the Valley or if she did her own thing.
It's her own thing. It's called the Silver Dragon.
Silver Dragon. So I guess head there.
Let's run into the Silver Dragon.
Hopefully this
Before we
is
actually go in there, I do have a question for the DM. Okay, so I noticed in the crafting menu and so forth, common magical ink is valued at 15. Does that
Yes.
mean it sells for 15?
No, it sells for half that.
For half that. Okay. Phew. Because I was looking at my money, I was like, I only have 11. I don't have 15. Ugh.
What do you need common magical ink for?
You said it was one of the items for the scroll for the Hollow Familiar.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess.
Yep.
Okay.
Anyways, head on.
I just have that.
Head on to the Silver
Let's see what
Dragon.
let's see what what secrets this building holds.
All right. You walk
Oh my
in
God,
and
it's
you
big.
see there's a lot less space in this one. It pretty much dead ends at a counter immediately with several shelves behind it and a curtain.
Mhm.
And the Gorgon woman that you saw in the Fanged Calamari earlier is standing behind the counter.
So we meet again.
I remember you.
I think I saw you in the other shop, in the restaurant.
I was bringing over some supplies.
I I look from
God,
around the shop over to back towards the restaurant, and back around the shop, and back towards the restaurant. And then I look at Nilo and I'm like, I think you're going to be a problem if we continue traveling. As I point straight at Nilo.
Yeah. I'm half considering having Nilo ask a weird ass question. That would kind of be funny because it would be the second person to ask her this.
Well,
I'm gonna
I
go
am
for it.
in the market to find a homunculus heart, and I have been told by some trusted sources that this would be the place.
You're from a sphere, right?
Yeah, we're all from spheres.
You
Difficult.
That's
have
what
Very,
you
very
they
visited
difficult.
said.
have you visited Kilgobach yet?
Who?
Hmm. I
Take
don't believe so.
I guess I'll take
Who
that
is
as
this?
a no. Kilgobach
Who's
is the local currency trader. His stall is in the middle of his its stall is in the middle of the. She actually wouldn't have used the wrong pronoun there. I just mixed it up.
Yeah.
It's
Its
alright.
stall is in the middle of the plaza. You can go talk to it. It should
Ah,
be able to help you out.
And what exactly are we looking for? Describe this Gilgamesh.
It's a plasmoid. It's a living jelly, as it were.
Oh, lovely.
hmm. We have those.
Tilt my
Those also
I
eat people.
I tilt my head because because scientifically that shouldn't be possible.
Kilgobach mostly likes eating gold. It seems to have no currency from every sphere. I wouldn't be surprised if it's been to yours.
I do hope it's
I
not
have
been
no
to
clue if he could do anything with my currency, which is fine. I don't have a lot of money anyways.
ours. We're all broke.
Because all I have is a cred chit, which is basically my credit card.
Mhm. Maybe it has a little thing you can swipe.
Or like insert or tap.
Yeah. I'm probably in the same boat.
Right?
I'll,
Uh-huh.
while you visit Kilgobach, I'll find you a homunculus heart in the back. She
Oh,
goes
thank
back
you.
through the curtain.
Mhm.
Alright. So, on to the adventure to find the plasmoid.
That that doesn't.
This makes it so different from the last time we were in the situation where Kalani was the only one that could pay for things outside of our respective spheres because you had jewels.
I had straight up jewels.
Yep.
The rest of us are like bottle caps, Star Wars credits, or
Yeah.
Hey, I
Imperial
got gold
credits.
this time.
Forbidden Black Rocks.
I can actually use my money this time.
We
Honestly, I
have
find it.
actual currency exchange.
Honestly, that's actually one of the big reasons why I wanted to play Nilo, because Nilo was going to be like the polar opposite of what Kalani was. Nilo's a cowardly thinker
Mhm.
who is going to be broke AF in terms of astral travel. Whereas
Mhm.
whereas Kalani had freaking jewels as a currency, was
Mhm.
strong, powerful, and preferred to just break things. If it didn't make sense and was hostile, it was to be broken. Uh,
Ah,
now I'm all the
fun time.
questions.
Fun time.
Anyways,
Anywho.
let's go find this thing that theoretically should not exist.
All right.
Mhm.
You step out and you see the stall right there in the middle of the plaza.
Okay.
You notice that it has a sign called the glowing. It's called the glowing ooze.
Hmm. We too
Lovely.
have glowing oozes.
Although as I look at it, wait, so is the ooze part glowing?
The text.
I mean, just the ooze jelly person in general. Looking at his
Make a
if
perception
money.
check.
Okay. Perception. What's this button?
You notice that you do in fact see Kilgobach in the stall. It is a yellowish, vaguely humanoid um, ooze that appears to not. It's not glowing, but it does have a variety of jewelry and currency in and on it.
Lovely.
Hmm.
I think that is what the lady was talking about, and I point to the ooze.
This one's yellow. Most of the ones
My
I see
arm
are
is like
green.
at your head height, or
Without even
above
thinking,
your nose.
I'm like, without even thinking, I'm like, I like tilt my head, and I like try to scan it with my Omni tool. So, what would that be to try to understand what the heck this thing is?
Arcana or religion? Not religion.
Okay.
Arcana or nature.
All right, let's find which one.
The character's on your Omni tool. Is it in Keelish?
Most likely.
Oh, okay, bummer. I was totally just going to lean over your shoulder and just read your thing, but it's in an alien script, so I can't read it. Darn.
Yeah. Hang on.
As I watch you pull out that hard light device again, what's
Mhm.
and I'm like,
Wait,
interesting
is
use of
that?
hard light tech.
No. I almost rolled the wrong thing.
Check.
I actually have something slightly better.
It's pretty much a giant amoeba.
Lovely.
I'm like,
Hmm.
that makes much more sense.
What?
How does it?
What did your hard light
I
device
wonder how
do?
it's. I wonder how it's. I'm curious how its composition allowed it to get so large.
Well, spit it out. What is it?
Talking about
According
this
to my
one's
Omni
tiny.
tool, according to my Omni tool, it's some sort of hypersized amoeba,
Oh, lovely. I sort of just
which
tilt my head off forward, just like, as if flood parasites weren't bad enough. Now we have man-sized amoebas. Peachy.
Oh, these
At
things
least
get
this was not
much
trying to
bigger.
kill us all.
I've seen one swallow a ship before.
I look at you and like, an amoeba. Swallow a ship.
Yes, I believe he had a name, or the locals called him Slogurk.
Do you even know what we're talking about? An amoeba is a microscopic organism.
This is quite clearly a slime, or an ooze, if you want to be scientific about it.
What?
I'm not. I don't think her I look at. I look at
That's
number zero
031.
number 031, and I say, and I'm like, I don't
31.
think her definition of science is the same as ours.
I got it that much.
I'm gonna. I'm actually gonna take a few notes about that because that is actually kind of fascinating. Kind of like that. What's that? I forget what that one animal is. It's
Waterman?
literally like a giant single-celled organism. It's
Yeah.
like the size of a tennis ball.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about either, but yeah, I know what you're.
I
I know the thing. I don't know what its name is.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is like a supersized version of that. So
Mhm.
it's like.
And a vaguely humanoid.
Yep.
Yeah.
Amiria is going to go up and attempt to conversate with this ooze.
Okay. I'm gonna say before we do this, I'm gonna try to do this, but its voice sounds like it's like gargling water.
Oh. Have fun trying to voice
So just like
back.
sea spray.
Yeah, kinda.
You know, right? I got some
G1 sea
water
spray.
Not quite that severe, but yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm going for.
Okay.
Good luck.
Uh, I'm actually not gonna try. I'm just gonna say that's what the voice sounds like. So I'm allowed to describe what characters look like.
Accent modifier.
I'm allowed to describe what they sound like. I don't need to be a voice actor.
Yeah.
Understandable.
I mean, you did just kind of let me take Anderson.
Yeah.
No, that just sort of you just sort of took off and ran with that. We were like, okay, this is what's happening now.
They were like,
Go
it
for
was like that was too damn good to not keep. I was actually kind of shocked you all thought that, to be honest.
Anyways, yeah. So the hello there.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have heard that you exchange money, and I am in the business for that at the moment.
Attempting to currently
Interesting. Let me see your coinage.
let me see.
Ah,
Currently uh currently taking notes on how it's capable of mimicking the English dialect.
Amelia pulls out her currency. It's typically, listen, it's just your standard gold coinage, save B for what appears to be some kind of fish on the back of each one of them.
All right. It picks up one of the coins.
I'll be back.
Ah, Innistrad, I see.
Why, yes, that is correct. I see you are well versed.
I've been to that plane once or twice. Let me see. It slaps one of its pseudopods down on the coins and absorbs them into itself, and then goes over to a box and pulls out some other gold coins. These are they're the standard D&D razor blade shaped coins,
Mhm.
Right.
and it hands them to you. These should be accepted anywhere astral travelers go.
Hmm.
Out of character, I'm just gonna say when you do the currency exchange with Kilgobach, you just have whatever money your character sheet says you have. So
Mhm.
Okay, then.
It's a 1-to-1 conversion.
yeah, it's a 1-to-1 conversion, so don't worry about like Kilgobach is just here, and it's just like you're all gonna get 1-to-1. It's not necessarily a 1-to-1 conversion in terms of actual in character things,
Mhm.
but it's
Yeah.
like
11 gold on the sheet
mechanically,
translates to 11 gold
yeah,
handed to us by
yes, yes,
him.
yes.
Okay.
Alright.
Do I want to get those pieces now or later? And might as well get them now. Okay. I will do
Put forth
the.
your credit card.
Well, I truly don't know what Halo currency is because it's like never brought up.
Ah,
I'm assuming it would be
understand.
like a credit thing.
Probably. It's a spacefaring society.
In all honesty, there's part of me that's not even convinced that you have your wallet on you.
I mean, I probably have like holographic hard like ID or something like that.
Yeah.
Probably.
Something like that. Things like that.
And again, I'm not too sure about what the policy for bringing local currency is for military operations.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there would probably be some things have on my person.
Hmm.
The other question is, would it be accessible? Because I am inside a damaged half-ton armored suit.
Yes, it would be accessible.
Okay.
Yeah, I do want to
I'll
say
go ahead.
damage being the key word because that's going to be a bitch to remove.
Yeah, it's accessible though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and exchange.
It
Well, because in character, I don't believe I'm going to be sticking around long. I'll only exchange part of it for now, which is the part of it being how much I need for the two of the three things.
two of the three things.
Magic ink and parchment. The third thing being
You
essence.
you definitely can't afford magic ink.
You said it was 7 gold, half the cost.
Yeah, that's
15.
if you're selling it.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah.
Never mind. I was thinking. Okay, so never mind. So then, nah, I won't bother.
Okay.
Okay, 15. Okay, never mind. I was getting confuzzled. Okay.
I'll exchange my money. I got a sugar mommy back home.
Alright. It also recognizes your coinage. I don't know what the world from Witcher is called, so
Neither do I. Then again, I don't know much about the Witcher, so that's not that surprising.
but yeah, it also recognizes your money. So
Okay.
The Polish.
Alrighty. Cool.
Wait, so what is it? So how would that exchange go of like putting forth a credit card?
you'd have to. One of the people who had that would have to find out.
Ah, all right.
I'm not planning on getting anything right now at the moment.
This is currently part of the scientific process, so
Yes.
Do it for science.
Something tells me this is going to be a recurring event.
yeah. Yeah. So how many actual credits would you say I have, John? Because my gold point count is only 2, and I have 4 silver.
Yeah. You have the number of credits that equals. I don't know what that would be.
Okay. So I guess I'll get. Why not? I'll exchange for the 4 silver for the see if that transaction is possible.
All right. As you walk up to the stall, Kilgobach kind of makes a gesture with its head pseudopod that looks sort of like confusion. Aquarian, all the way out here. I've never seen your kind leave your sphere, actually.
That you are the first person to identify as Aquarian. You've been to where I'm from?
Well, I've been to most spheres. It's been a while since I've been to your sphere. It's not named. But I remember, some sort of strange fish-looking people being pretty dominant last time I was there.
I look at these
Dominant in
medically
what
skilled
way?
exoskeleton companion, and I'm
I
like,
knew
fish
fish
people?
people existed.
Fish
Yeah,
people.
and I'm just like fish people?
We all have the same question.
Fish people.
I'm
Might have just been the
Fish
planet I
people.
was on.
I got fish people. They're not really people. They're more of monsters. So.
Then
I
look,
second that notion.
you too, fish people, of all the things.
When there's a body
Are
of water,
you-
there's most likely fish. Sometimes they're people.
You know, this opened up a whole can of worms because there's one explanation. Either he's confused and isn't talking about the right place, or he's or he is talking about the right place and is talking about a previously destroyed civilization. Both options are not great.
The real question is,
Or
fish people
option
look like
three,
cuttlefish?
it's talking about some sort of primitive species that no other species has contacted.
That too.
Yeah.
The real question is, were the fish people looking like cuttlefish?
No.
Oh, absolutely.
Leviathans, anyone?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say first of all, while they have hints of cuttlefish, they're more chitinous than cuttlefish, and also they're big, like really big.
Yeah, 400 meters.
I do not like how big Leviathan is. It's scary,
Mm-hmm.
and it has psychic powers.
At any rate, Kilgobot goes underneath the counter and you hear some shuffling around. and then it pulls out the thing that you use in your universe to scan credit chits.
Pulls out a
That's
credit card dispenser.
Like specifically the Mass Effect one.
yeah, it's specifically whatever receiver it is. So I
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and access from my Omni tool the appropriate amount, and because this was part of the scientific process.
Yeah, and it hands you the coins.
Thank
How
you.
does it work?
Wireless radio transmission. Well, not necessarily radio, but either way.
Radio is.
But I'm just
I
gonna
look I look at the scientist to be like, you're you're an egghead. You can explain it better than I can.
one moment. Um,
It's a type of light.
So it's
There
like
we
a
go.
magical light.
There we go. In-game chat. That's what I do. Slowly put my fingers against the against my glass mask. Just where do I even? I'm not even sure where to begin.
It's not magic. It's just different. You know what? I'm not gonna bother. Let it go.
I was like, I know exactly the gift for this. There's literally a perfect gift for this. Oh.
Spartan just has his head hung. He's like, ah. Just, I'm not even going to try. Let the egghead sort it out. I just stood on like, we should probably try and
Are
find
you
a way out.
familiar with? Are you familiar with different frequencies of light?
Yes. I could say that. The whole spectrum, I believe. It's how you can tell the distance of stars away from one another.
All right. Uh, radio waves are sort of a part of that spectrum, and more advanced societies are capable of storing and sharing information using those frequencies.
Alright, that makes somewhat of sense. How do you harness these waves?
I then look at Nilo and is like, do you want to even begin to explain what a computer is? Because I don't.
I'll get back to you on that. every intention to not get back to you after I've been dropped in off at these where I belong.
Let's just, you go get your whatever it was from the woman, and then let us find a way out of here.
Yes. We go back to the Silver Dragon. Find out how much it's gonna cost.
All right. You go into the store again, and Anastasia, as you go in, Anastasia comes out from the back with a small box that she sets down on the counter. She opens it to reveal a little red crystal. Now, these are somewhat hard to come by, so they don't exactly run cheap. The price is currently set at 100 gold pieces.
Hmm. Alright then. Um. Hmm. 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 I don't know. Judging by the last Nat one I got, I don't know if I should be making any kind of checks to see if I could lower it by like 10%.
I don't think you can haggle Anastasia.
Yeah, I don't think so.
She married a haggler. And her wingman was also a haggler.
So,
Hey, it's
alright.
not haggling, it's aggressive negotiations.
That would just get you turned to stone.
I wasn't talking about us, I was talking about Snake Boy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We were.
It wasn't haggling, it was
Yeah.
aggressive negotiation.
Aggressive negotiations for
Yeah.
getting a second free
I was
bag
just
of flour.
I was just giving the
Because a
player
rat
information.
stole your first one.
Don't worry, a rat won't steal your flour this time.
Hey, who knows? Who knows?
You don't know where she is. But so yeah, I can accept that cost, though. I believe that's the majority of what I have.
Wow, you have
How
a
do
lot
you
of
have
money.
100? How do you have 100 gold?
Um, I have no items. I have
Oh, okay.
no armor.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, like background gold started at 50. Where'd you get the other 50 from?
I just want to say something before you do this.
Mhm.
I am planning on giving you these items soon for both of your homunculi. So
But
like,
it's always good to have more
okay,
for a backup, if you would.
okay,
Mhm.
Um, but yes, all right. I'll give her the 100 gold pieces.
okay. Yep. You have the material component for a homunculus.
Mhm.
Yay.
So you'll be able to
And
do that during your next short rest.
then just so I can write it down in my notes for future reference, what is the cost of one common magic ink?
Is the cost listed in there 15 gold.
Okay, so it is 15. Okay.
Yes.
Technically, the sale price actually depends on how good of a salesman you are, but like general rule of thumb, half the buy price.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, probably nothing's going to happen.
Mhm.
But this is mostly out of curiosity. I'm going to see about trying to connect to the extranet.
All right, yeah, nothing happens.
Yeah. Had a feeling it wouldn't, although that's still really weird.
Watching you change it, I'm like, what are you doing?
We gotta look for the
I was
weird object
attempting to see if
interactions.
they had some form of the extranet here.
Hmm.
Doesn't appear to, although
Hmm.
in all honesty, I've never actually seen this screen before.
Uh-huh.
It's like it's clearly in an alien language, but it also could
It's
very
401.
it's very visibly the no service.
It also has an equivalent of the Google dinosaur game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
But I want to point out for the extranet has to be really weird considering how far spanning that is.
Yeah.
I'm like, I would tell you I have the same problem, except I'm pretty sure my antenna is damaged. And I gesture towards part of my helmet.
Go with words again. It's how
You
is
know,
the extranet
after I
different from
mentioned
the
this, I just
internet?
straight up take my helmet off and begin examining the damage on it. Well,
All right.
looks like the
So
antenna got whacked.
you've been to the Silver Dragon. You've been to the stall, the glowing ooze. You've been to Buckthorn's oddities. The only places you haven't been are the park and Slugworth Creations.
I want to go to the park.
I put my helmet
I
back
want to see
on.
something.
The park sounds reasonable.
Okay.
The park.
All right. So you walk into the park and you find your way back to that statue, and you find another robot that looks pretty similar to Skirbo, standing beside the statue as well. Appears to be resting.
wearing ar- seems to be wearing armor pieces, I assume.
Yes, this is Brutus.
Yeah.
How big is it?
It's only about It's only about 6 feet.
Okay.
Same height as Skirbo.
Okay.
The only one who's not the same dimensions as him is well, you'll know him. It's like gonna approach. By the way, out of game, what was he up to?
He's just he appears to be resting, taking some time off.
All right. Be like,
Nope.
I'm gonna look at him, just be like, that's they really are. Did they seriously mass produce these?
You mean you wouldn't?
Listen to your tall friend. He's up. He be speaking some sense.
Oh God speaks.
Don't recognize any of you. Must be them stowaways Skirvo was talking about.
Always.
We weren't stowaways.
Is Brutus staying in the position, or is he moving at all?
He definitely picked up his head and is looking at you.
Ah,
His jaw is, of course, moving.
all right. I am busy sketching him on my notebook, making details as it's referring back to page 7, the one with Skirbo on it. It's like
Yeah.
seems to know this fellow.
Like stowaways,
Yeah.
we kind of oh, how do I put this? A funky slip space portal just sort of deposited us on his ship.
Up. Been known to happen sometimes. Sounds like you were the lucky ones. Run. Last of the shifted I've run into. Well, let's just say they didn't get a chance to know what happened, as my ships tore through their midsection. Most unlucky place to spawn in.
Yeah. Interesting.
I'm just gonna look around. Are there flowers anywhere?
Yeah, there are flowers.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go flower picking.
I'm not sure you can leave it. They grow back.
I turned to Fairground and was like, why are you doing that?
Would you like to know?
Do you have someone at home?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I
I
would.
turned towards Lena and I was like, I think that's a yes. Some
How
of
could a
the
fine
ODSTs
specimen
like to
such as
razz each
him
other
not
with
have
Look at
similar
that.
someone?
non-answers.
Fine.
Not
Yes,
many
I
se-
have someone at home.
Ooh,
I'm not gonna talk about it.
Was gonna say, not many make gruff types such as you go picking flowers.
But on that at all. Like 100%. He's like, yep. It
Maybe
is
I
like
want to learn about
just
these
like
flowers
they're
too.
just like an ODST without all
That
the
was the
fancy
second option.
gear and text into stuff.
You're
And I'm like, So you what
awful.
intend to bring these flowers to this person?
No, I'm not going to. Yes, of course I am.
Not the sharpest. Not the sharpest is the big one.
Let's just say that interacting with non-Spartans is rare.
Soldier build. Oh, familiar with them.
Oh, even among
You'd work.
soldiers.
You'd be mighty fine on my crew. Well, if you're aggressive enough. Or mad enough.
What's this? You expect a Spartan to actually talk and interact with civilians? What? Nonsense.
Absolutely. Listen,
Besides, they
listen.
would
A
be too
Spartan
busy fawning
4,
all over him, being
maybe.
like, "Oh look, it's a Spartan." He's like, "Civilians,
Yeah.
step
I
back
was gonna
before I
say
like flick you and break your neck."
a Spartan 4, maybe. Spartan 2, absolutely not.
Yeah, fours are just normal peeps that got Spartan augmentations. Twos
Yeah.
are like,
Twos
okay.
are not much better
I
from
twos
Spartan
are. I
2s.
talk to twos. I talk to
Yeah.
superior officers when needed. I talk
Yeah.
to ODSTs and Marines when needed.
Spartan 3. Yeah, and Spartan 3s are
Just
they're
hyper on
almost better
rage.
than Spartan 2s.
They're better than twos, but they're not full on like fours. They're
Yeah.
like ODSTs with Spartan
I
augments
say they're
and a whole lot
almost
of
better
rage.
because I say they're almost better because they're still really young.
Well, yeah, they were teenagers instead of 5 and 6 year olds.
Instead of 6-year-olds. Anyways.
Yeah. Also, the Spartan 3s, they got a whole lot of rage going in their systems because
Yeah.
they were all survivors of Glass Worlds.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Anyways.
Fun times.
But yes,
Yeah, I was like, what? I was like, looked at you when you were like, I imagine you like look at me strangely like, what? You expect me to actually like interact with civilians? Scoff.
Soldier built? Bred to be a soldier, reconstructed into a soldier, horrifically surgically transformed into a soldier. Many different builds, all meet in the same ends.
that
Not
is
far off
correct.
that last one. Sure, like, ugh,
I feel
lost too many friends that way
many
that day.
many have ethical issues with such projects and end up just making flesh golems.
Oh, what?
Some just standing in the back. I
Like,
prefer the term scabber, but to each their own.
I'm looking at you now. What are you talking about?
Oh no, just the whole art of the creation of things, from things that many consider to be unethical and downright horrific. They don't know progress.
Uh-huh. Well, I suppose the government did put a restriction on smart AI, being that they're flash cloned and all. Useful things.
Yep. So, I've,
Hmm.
I I look at Brutus and and I somehow get the feeling his arcane blue eye is staring right through me. Well, I think they're trying to rest, and we should leave this Captain Brutus. Yes, Captain Brutus be.
Oh, but I want to catch him in a few more poses.
You get?
What?
Yeah, it's just I've got four. I've got 14 minutes to kill for my next shift. Now piss off. And his eye blacks out.
Very well, sir. I just a brief nod of my head in a more militaristic fashion. I'm like, we should probably find that. We should probably find where Vagar went off to.
He's just picking flowers still. He's just
Yeah.
still there.
I'm gonna chase after. I'm gonna be like, Be like, do you need help?
Picking flowers? No.
You need a book to press them in. I assume that's how you want to preserve them.
Yeah, I have a book. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Sorry, I just don't. I didn't want to be alone with him.
So
Look
you'd
at
rather be alone with me?
no. Between you and the unshackled AI, yes.
Vagar just shrugs and goes back to picking flowers.
Words unshackled AI mean nothing to you.
Nope. None of it does, and he's just pretty much just given up.
Yep.
Yeah, we let Spartan here, and I just as I walk up, I just like walk up behind you, like, what's an unshackled AI? You mean rampant
No,
AI? Yeah, those things need to be put down immediately.
no programming restrictions at all, capable of self-replication or modification, and are subservient to no one but themselves.
Well, you see, that's why you put 7-year lifespan restrictions on it, so they don't think themselves crazy. Otherwise, they go rampant, or then you have problems. But as long
I
as you
don't
take them out after 7 years for final dispensation, it's all fine.
I don't know about that think
Besides,
themselves
self-replicating? Why
crazy
would you ever
part.
design a computer program to do that? Though then again, I did hear. Actually, no, that wouldn't have happened yet. Never mind. I was about to say something about Cortana splitting herself. I was like, wait a second, that hasn't happened yet in the timeline.
Yeah. I don't know what you mean by AI thinking themselves to death, considering that
Their knowledge base gets
considering the
really
Geth
big,
had
and
been functioning fine for what appears to have been the last 330 years.
well, that's probably because they take out the old programs and destroy them and replace them with new ones. That's what you got to do. Otherwise, otherwise AI knowledge base gets too big and it starts literally kicking itself to death or something like that. I don't know. I'm no scientist. I don't know why the rules are. I just know that they are. Everyone knows. You should take an AI out after 7 years. Otherwise, it gets crazy.
It sounds like your people are far too liberal with the use of AI.
And we use them everywhere. Smart AIs. Now, those are nice. John had one. Very useful. Smart AI. Flash clone from Dr. Halsey. Brain.
You know, it just occurred to me that we're talking like a universe where AI are commonplace versus a universe where AI are feared and tend to come into existence by accident.
Mm-hmm.
Because even the
Amiria
Geth were
will.
technically an accident.
Amiria will hang out with Vagar at the time being, trying to make some kind of small talk.
Yeah.
Vagar's not
Also-
having it.
I should
The other
mention that the
interesting thing is that-
the flowers that you are picking are clearly of a species that none of you have seen before.
Now, that's something that Amiria would be putting in her notebook.
Yeah, Vagar's just making
Whatever you-
mental notes to put in later.
Yeah.
Or to put in his journal later.
Don't could. Well, I would advise making sure you don't introduce a unknown, an invasive species into your biome. You should make sure once you've picked them, that they cannot reproduce. Or at the very least, if you do plan to grow them, find a way to keep it contained.
I don't plan on growing them. I just want them because they look pretty.
They do look rather nice.
It does look nice.
After
again,
after a
it
little
is alive,
while,
so of course it
you
looks nice.
I'm gonna sit.
It's not mostly slag.
I'm actually gonna sit and admire the flowers for a little bit, because this
Okay.
is clearly the therapy I actually needed.
All right. After a little while, you make your way back to the plaza, and you're looking around, waiting for Lars, and you hear a voice behind you. Oh, it looks like we got ourselves some primies here. A pair of scuzzy looking men walk up to you and spit at your feet.
That seems unsanitary.
It doesn't matter. You're a bunch of primies. You'll be gone soon enough, anyways.
What does that even mean?
I believe in this context it's some kind of racial slur.
I'm gonna crack my knuckles. Okay, let's go.
I just turned to Vega. I was like, "You want the left one or the right one?"
I'll do the left.
All right, make a brawn check, both of you.
Oh, the
I ain't
super
charting
soldiers
nothing
make
for
fun.
Um,
it.
It's only +4 because I don't have proficiency.
I ain't
I'm not
saying
gonna
nothing
do
because
good.
Quarians are used to being
God,
mistreated.
that's an 11.
Okay.
But
Not terrible, but at least
That's
you're
a non-natural
20.
20 from the 7.5-foot
Yeah.
super soldier.
The two men take one look at you getting ready to beat them up, and they just hightail it out of there.
I don't even crack my knuckles. I just take one step forward in my hulking Mjolnir clunking against the stone, and I just look down at them, and I do that like that scene from Halo 2 when Chief lands and just go, boo.
Yeah, they get
wow,
they get out of
you
there
didn't have to
quick.
do anything.
well. At least I
And then
wasn't
I turn
always.
around. You can basically hear the smile in my voice, even though you can't see it because of my helmet. I'm like,
Yeah.
I love being, as the Sangheili put it, a demon. Scares everyone.
Well, at least they didn't call me a suit rat.
A what?
Like a rat in a
I'm
suit.
used
That
How
doesn't even
would
make
you
something
put
sense.
like
a
that.
rat in a suit?
That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, everyone in military type
Something
wear
demeaning.
exosuits at some point. Have they never
It's
done
something.
a 0G insertion?
Make a note.
It's something. It's something people use to demean the Quarians. Ever since the Geth took over our planet, we had to survive in space, and as a result, multiple generations in a in a sterilized environment caused our already weak immune systems to deteriorate even further. We cannot enter any other. We cannot even enter our own atmosphere without our protective suits.
And
We
that
will need to live most of our life in our environmental suits.
could be a small problem. I mean, some people think that I and my friends live in this, but not all the time.
How do you
Though during a
piss?
mission, though during a mission,
Honestly, I was almost more surprised that I was on I was honestly more surprised it took this long for people to come and say things.
Spartan just shrugs.
Usually it's normal, but whatever.
All
From
right.
We got
my
a bad
experience,
reputation for doing what we needed to survive. Killing
Lars approaches because he has returned.
Yeah.
He has returned.
Mhm.
What happened to send those two guys running?
I point at.
I
I pan at 031.
I I hook my thumb at the big guy.
Yeah.
Look at the stud muffin.
He
I
he
have
looks at you.
that effect on people. The
Well,
Sangheili call me and my friends demons for
well,
a
can't
reason.
can't say I'm surprised. Those two are known scumbags, but also cowards. Anyways, resupplying's almost finished, so I was sent to bring you back so we can get you home.
Very well. Very well. I have a battle
Sounds good.
left in the middle of. I wonder how my boys are doing.
I'm not even sure.
Sangheili are good
If
fighters.
what Quilrith said is true, I'm not even sure I'll recognize my home.
Well, hopefully
Home.
those cuttlefish space things.
Actually, I won't.
gone.
I'll need to make a home.
You mean you don't have one?
Um,
I thought all civilians
um,
did.
it's
But then again, I suppose if you're in the middle of a war, wouldn't have. I mean,
it's
we do after all have billions of refugees from the Covenant War. But
it's
that's what happens when
complicated.
you have hundreds of colonies glassed. Actually, he didn't say hundreds; he
It's
said dozens.
it's very complicated. You see, during the course of this Reaper War, Commander Shepard managed to, with such inspiring words, kind of fans herself a little bit, managed to broker peace between the Geth and the Quarians, and we've been able to attempt to settle on Rannoch once more. I've lived on a ship my whole life. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next.
Rebuilding. UNSC has been working on rebuilding, but it'll take decades. I mean, we have to re-terraform. I don't even know how many worlds. How many did the Covenant glass?
I should.
He starts counting off on his fingers. Well, all of the outer colonies.
Maybe I should get those.
Parts of the inner colonies. Parts of Earth, but that was to contain the flood. Plus, then the Sanghelia are dealing with their little civil war thing.
Well, let's get going. You clearly have a lot to get back to.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I left in the middle of a battle.
And get
I
you.
hope they weren't able to take out the rest of those AA cannons.
All right, so Lars brings you back to the ship. And after a few other little things go by, then the ship lifts off and sets out from Siren's Rest.
After following a very hilariously confrontation of a of a one-legged man fleeing the seemingly fleeing the ship while also claiming, "Oh no, it's been a pleasure working with all of you. It's been great."
Yeah, you after the ship gets up to speed, Ticker comes up to all four of you. So I've analyzed your signatures, and it looks like Nilo's sphere is the closest. So I've set us en route towards that sphere, and then the others are about the same distance from there.
How far is it to the first sphere?
Angry beeps from a trash can that rolls towards Ticker.
Should be what you would perceive as a couple of days.
Ah, then I will have time to get out of this armor and run a diagnostic on what all is damaged. I reached out into a pocket and I'm like, say, you wouldn't happen to have a whole bunch of really large screwdrivers.
Do you need help?
Do not have an armor ring. That will make it faster, but
all
these
right.
parts might be a bit hefty.
Where do we getting somewhere to place your armor pieces? What all did you run into, now that I'm looking at it?
That is an excellent question. The short version is a lot of space debris.
I pick off something and then realize it's glowing blue and looks distinctly like Reaper Tech. So I squeal and throw it overboard.
I'm like, good thing I didn't need that chip anyways. I stand back.
You need to.
I tap a couple buttons on my wrist
down,
and I flick
now.
it, and my hard light shield springs into place, and it's blue. It's the size of me, and it's like 3 inches thick.
Yeah. We need to get all of that off of you now.
Why do you worry? It's just Forerunner hard light tech.
There are some tools on the steerage deck you can use.
It is not. It is not. Please, we need to move quickly.
It is like 100,000 years old. They're working on using some of it for new solid-state drives.
Ticker returns to
sorry.
the helm as you're talking. So yeah, you get the things leaned off. You get and
Yeah,
We're going down to the workbench.
clearly frantically running around, getting it disposed of, and trying to.
No, I stop before you throw any more. I just like grab the wrist. Well, for me, very gingerly, I'm trying not to shatter your skeleton with my augmented strength.
Yeah. You.
Right.
Yeah. You need to get this. This
You
is
need to
Reaper
calm down.
Tech. This is Reaper Tech. It needs to be disposed of now.
What is
Just
Reaper Tech?
the
A giant space cuttlefish.
Yes, and indoctrination is no joke. We cannot let any
What are
of
you?
the Reaper Tech stay on board.
I place both of my hands on your shoulders and I shake you. Which, granted, my wrists only seem to move to me like a quarter of an inch, but to you, I'm like vigorously shaking your tiny frame. Like, what are you talking about?
They release things that cause you to work for them.
So like a robot version of the Flood, and then they just drop you, and I'm like, lovely. That's just what I needed.
Please, we
Flood
need
is a
to dispose of it
parasite
as soon as
takes over you.
possible and run.
I assure you, it's not
I had
Reaper Tech. It is
and
form
I
on a
have
hard light tech. It's like your Omni tool, only colored blue instead of orange.
I do want to point out, Brad, you did in fact flatten a man who was practically bleeding Reaper Tech at the end.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I didn't see him. All I saw was red dots everywhere.
Yeah. So I just wanted to make sure you out of game knew that.
Yeah. Oh, I know that.
So seeing those fiber optic cables that clearly look like the same crap that was on the husks is not a great
Well, actually,
sign.
no, it wouldn't look like it. It wouldn't be a black cable with blue dots on it. Fiber optic wiring would be,
Oh yeah, that's true.
solid and so forth.
Anyways, point is the cable. Point is she's as quickly as possible getting that stuff disposed of, and then she's going to open a manual and try her damnedest to do effectively what is like a psyche eval to test for indoctrination.
Oh, a psych eval on a Spartan
Yeah.
too.
You find absolutely no signs of indoctrination.
Yeah, because obviously that'd be something I'd be deathly afraid of.
Also moderate to mild to moderate sociopathic tendencies, because Spartan 2.
Yeah. I didn't say it was a good psych eval.
Yeah.
Remember, it was written. It had to have been written at the very least from 6 months to the start of the war.
Yeah. As you're doing this, you're flying through the ship is flying through the phlogiston, and you see, in all sorts of different colors, oranges and purples and reds and blues and pinks and greens, and you see spheres of all sorts of different sizes floating around, asteroids, stars. And as you're flying along, you see what looks like a group of what looks like whale-like creatures kind of fly up and start flying alongside the ship.
Oh, lovely.
How scenic.
This is all really. I've been meaning to try to get a scan of this. I think they called it phlogistogen.
What the?
Well, I'm just like sitting on the deck with my sword that is from a helicopter blade, and I'm just sharpening it.
All right. Yeah. One of the whale creatures actually floats close enough to the ship to touch.
I'ma scan it.
No,
All right.
I'm gonna touch it.
Petting it would be fun if it wasn't for the fact that I couldn't feel it if I wanted to.
All right. So make a nature or religion check. Nilo, that is.
How is my religion better? Anyway.
And
that would explain that.
And as for Emiria, it feels like touching fish skin.
I may or may not have been looking at the wrong character sheet this whole time.
Oh.
It feels like touching fish skin, and as you brush your hand against it, the whale creature swims away.
Nature or religion. Okay, they're both the same. That makes so much more sense.
What kind of creature is that?
It's a space whale. That's what you can tell based on that check.
Before it swam away, before I got a good scan.
Yeah.
It's a whale and it's in space. Good enough.
Yes.
Actually, while I'm at it, I'm gonna see, like, I'm gonna talk to somebody. I'm gonna be like, do you think it's possible to get a scan of Flostagen, you called it?
Phlogiston? That little
Yeah.
dude on your arm should be able to manage it. It's all around us.
I'm gonna see about getting a scan of it.
Alright, make an Arcana check.
All right. This time, I'm gonna roll it right.
13.
You learn some stuff about its physical properties. It's not quite a liquid, not quite a gas, and it
Yeah.
seems to almost move of its own accord. You don't really get much more than that.
Mary, this is all so strange. Also, seriously, what is that? Is that a sword?
Yes. Used to
That's
be
a
a
weird ass looking
falcon.
sword.
That's because it used to be the rotor blade on a falcon. They snapped it off when they crashed. It's
I,
A
I,
rotor
I think for
feather,
a sec.
actually.
I think for a second. You still use rotor blades?
Well, a falcon has 2 rotor blades and 2 fusion, and I assume it's fusion.
You-
Jet thrusters attached to the main body. It's a VTOL aircraft, useful in atmosphere attack support vehicle.
You're a little more dated than I thought.
Says the person that freaks out over hard light technology.
What? That was not whatever your shield generator was made out of.
It is just like your whatever your wrist doohickey is, only a different color frequency. It's from Forerunner Tech. They're they died out 100,000 years ago when they activated the halo rate to stop the flood.
I know about different hard light frequency colors. I put on a display that actually does show different colors. Obviously, the Omni tool itself doesn't change color because that seems to be the one thing they can't change for some reason. I'm just like, just, uh, you know what? It does not matter. Think I'm crazy or not? I just saved your life and your mind.
No, I highly doubt that.
You both are crazy.
Well, now that's what the
They are.
ODSTs
They
say all
keep
the time.
talking about this metal as if it's something important. But I
Metal?
don't see how it
Yeah,
is.
they keep on talking like we know this stuff, and then when we ask about it, they're like, "Why the fuck do you not know this stuff?"
Yes, it
Well,
is
I just
quite
mutter under my
demeaning.
breath.
Well, from what,
Primitives.
well, I believe I was in your. It's less for me. It's less you don't know this, and more it makes sense you don't know this, and it's just hard to explain. Like imagine trying to explain making a making a sword to a
Caveman.
wolf. It's
I
you're
mean,
not entirely you could do it if you had the right tools and time, but you're not. But I'm just not confident in my ability to properly explain.
Hmm. We
No,
need
that's
to
that's
attach a new
understandable.
brain to that wolf.
Unless it's a
It's-
werewolf.
I'm
That could
sorry
work.
if I.
Werewolves?
Werewolves, yes.
You know those things.
Yeah.
I look up from start putting my sword. I set it down and look up at you like, why are you talking about fairy tale creatures? I
They're
pull
not
out
fairy tale creatures.
my magnum and I begin
They
to
are
see
not
what else
fairy
damage
tale
done.
creatures.
They are far from
You
fairy tale
absolute
creatures.
child.
Both of the freaking fantasy characters saying they are not fairy tales.
You have not seen what I have seen. You have not seen
You
the
have not
city
ripped
of your
apart
life
one.
burn to the
I've been too busy
ground. Your
fighting
loved
genocidal
ones
aliens for 30
killed.
years.
Amiria is furious. Amiria does not get furious.
While you're saying that,
I'm gonna keep my transformations to myself then, unless I really need to transform then.
This is really personal to her.
yeah. Well, we're still
Werewolves.
investigating
You
my
don't
pistol.
understand. Her
I'm just
life
like,
was ruined.
I'm hoping she
by
doesn't
them.
find out that I'm actually a werewolf.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like all this, I'm still like looking at
Fiance
my pistol,
is
just being
dead.
like, that's for
Her peaceful life that she had wanted for years is gone. It is all burned to the ground.
Sounds like
Meanwhile-
Reach and Harvest. 5 dozen other
Meanwhile,
worlds. I'm like, of course I don't know what you've been going through. I've been too busy fighting genocidal aliens that wanted my entire species dead because we existed for the last 30 years.
But you seem
People don't
fine
like being
now.
weird.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna try to acclimatize before something else crazy happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Hopefully, nothing weird like a
work on-
freaking ghost flies past me.
You're gonna go? You're gonna exit the conversation by turning to left and saying that you should go?
I should go.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Exactly. I should go. And I do that awkward NPC look to the side and walk off screen.
All right, yeah, you know, spend some more time on the ship. Is there any? And then yeah, no, I'm just gonna say another thing happens. You see a pack of creatures that sort of look like horned sharks with 4 wings and a tentacle-like tail. They fly through a flock of 4-eyed birds that look kind of like albatrosses, and the birds scatter. One of the birds lands on Vagar temporarily before springing back off and flying away.
I'm just
Skirbo
gonna.
in the back. Skirbo
I'm
in the
just gonna
back.
be like a capybara and just not move while it's like sitting on my head and then going.
I make
Skir-
a small note of it. I do a little drawing of it.
Skirbo was watching them, and then there's a screeching sound as what you think was him snapping his fingers. Just damn. Clearly, he was rooting for the sharks.
All right. Is there anyone you want to talk to? Anything you want to do in particular?
Let's see. It's I guess I have to find body parts for this gem, and I think the only way I can do that is either finding rats and killing them, or asking Demos if he has some fish parts that he's not using.
All right. You go down to the galley cook as you see Demos cooking. What do you need?
As I was just wondering if there's any, let's say, parts that we are, well, I first asked if he knows what the shark creatures were that we saw earlier, and I was wondering if he had any just that he was going to cook later.
Star Lancers. But you mean just scraps?
Yeah.
I don't have any right now, but I'll be sure to get you some next time I get some. Out of character, you'll get some when you take the next long rest, so you'll be able to do the thing.
All right then.
All right.
Agar's just going to like just hang out in his like cot or whatever and just doodle in his journal about like the flowers and all of that he's seen. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask the pale lady about the pale girl about her little dragon thing.
Oh,
Just yeah.
Clink. I've Ticker built him when I was younger. He's been with me for a long time. And Clink immediately speaks up. It's my job to stay with and protect Miss Clara. Yes, yes, I think she gets that, Clink.
Your Did I hear it stutter?
Out of character, did you?
I thought you were stuttering like on purpose.
No, no, that was just
That
me
was just you trying to remember what he would
stumbling.
say.
Yeah, that was just me stumbling over my words.
DM
Okay.
was buffering.
Okay, I thought like Clink was stuttering for like a hilarious reason, like, oh yeah, we've been slowly trying to fix his program because he keeps acting like she's 6
No,
when she's not.
no.
But no, so you've known Ticker for a long time then?
He and Skirvo found me when I was younger. I was in a bad way. They brought me in, gave me training and a home.
You So wait a minute. So how long has the so was so Skirvo and Ticker were traveling together?
So, they were. They were tasked. They told me the story once. They were supposed to be surveying a city for an archaeological expedition, and they just found me when I was there. I still don't know how I got there.
Were you were were you perhaps shifted as well?
It could be. I've never really looked into it.
You you know how long the what I just need to clarify something. Is Skirvo the captain?
Yes, he's the captain of the ship.
How long has he been?
Honestly, no one is sure. He's very ancient, but no one can figure out exactly how ancient.
I'm gonna like look towards the look towards the look towards the machine that is currently overseeing something getting moved. It's and just slowly be like, slowly realize that she is definitely not someone who's going to be able to understand how weird it is for a robot to be captain. It's just like, thank you. I should go.
Exit dialogue.
All right.
I should go.
What is Bradley doing in this leg of the?
After checking my weapons and the damage state and my armor and all of that stuff, I'm probably either sitting around or I don't know, Spartan, I guess, working out. I'm on the floor just doing push-ups or something. Vagar is probably sitting on the bunk doing whatever he's doing and occasionally glancing at me and seeing I'm still doing the same thing. I've been at it for like 20-30 minutes solid and I'm not even breaking a sweat yet.
Yeah, just like once in a while I'll just glance over. Huh. Okay.
I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna come down to where you're at and be like,
Mhm.
and and just be like, you started this when I left.
And you notice I'm not even sweating yet.
Do you even have sweat glands?
Yep. Enhanced strength. And a lot of other things.
Drama. Let's go.
So I found out that the captain of this ship has been captain for nobody knows how long. So that's something.
Interesting. I mean, if he is a computer that doesn't go rampant, then I guess in theory he could. Who knows how long? I think that AI John found on Halo was like what 100,000 years old? More? Had to be if it was a relic of the Forerunners. They've been dead for 100,000 years, and it was created sometime prior to the Halo ray firing. So yeah, found multiple AIs over 100,000 years old. So they were a bit crazy. Well past rampancy.
Well,
Now, those I would agree with you on. They should be taken out because they tried to kill us, or rather, Guilty Spark tried to kill John.
well, well, thankfully I don't think we have to worry about that. Then just here above deck, get off my ship, you bloody pigeon! And then a gunshot.
I'll just look at the others like, say, why don't you do something useful? Stand on me.
All right. I'm gonna sit on him.
How much does Nilo weigh, including the suit and everything?
Not much, I would not imagine. Probably, at most, she probably weighs the same amount as me, but I imagine less. So she's probably around 120, maybe 140 if we're pushing it.
Like, well, that's more, but still, basically nothing.
One moment. I'm gonna like I want to point out the way I was sitting on him. I like slowly blush a little bit, and then I get off and go, wait a minute. I go like grab some of his armor pieces and see if I can't.
The backplate alone is probably weighs as much as you do.
Yeah. And I'm gonna like
backplate's probably the heaviest
put
piece.
the
That's where the reactor
backplate
is.
on. I'm gonna put
Backplate
your
is probably like 200 pounds.
I'm gonna put your backplate back on you, and then I'm gonna see if I couldn't get the rest of your armor pieces to try, like see if I can't tie some stuff together to effectively have it all sit on you, and then I'm gonna sit on that.
Can you pick up a 200-pound object?
I mean, she could get help from just a random crew member to do it, so it's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, like the backplate alone probably weighs 200 pounds. That's where the reactor is.
All right,
Yeah,
so yeah, you get
a full suit of armor plus a Nilo.
Yep. All right, you all get a long rest. So, not that you lost any hit points or uses of anything or anything like that. But
yeah.
Emiria will get the pigeon that apparently Skirbo
Well,
shot
actually, it would have been a
at.
space mollymock, which is like a.
Well,
It's like
Whether or
a.
not
pigeons.
he actually
eagles.
hit it is going to be a different matter
Yeah.
entirely.
Um.
He might have been just trying to scare
Yeah.
it off his ship.
He didn't hit it. You get some.
okay.
You get some various scraps from Demos. You know, fish heads and bits of gristle.
All right.
Hmm.
What is it? So with the eye, I was it through some kind of alchemical means. I increase its size several times fold, and I stitch together parts of these scraps into what kind of resembles like a tiny man with what is it? If it's if we if there is a skimmer, then I would like to try to implement the wing-like structures that it has to see if it could be able to fly.
Okay.
And with a jolt of lightning, what is it, coming from a strange, archaic-looking device, I place the gem in its center and attempt to bring it to life.
All right.
I make the homunculus surfing.
Yep.
When I see the stitched together creature, I immediately like grab my nearest thing and I point it at it. It's like, what is that?
I'm like, what is what?
I look over from my bed. He's like,
What would
"What?"
it be? What would it be to I don't
To
know what the
not
term is.
to not fall off the pile of armor.
Yeah,
Well,
to not either do that or like, and also possibly not throw up because this sounds absolutely disgusting.
well, in my mind, I'm like,
Those would be two separate
flood drink.
saves there. So the throw up, since that was your idea, we'll go with that one. Constitution saving throw.
Okay, con save. Let's go. Oh, hey, look at that.
I'll turn to Amir and be like, why do you have something that resembles?
Yeah, you throw up a little.
What, Kayla? What is that?
If it had more tentacles, I would say it's a flood spore.
It
It's
is
made out of
science,
fish.
my dear friend. I place with a few scraps. I place a cloak over most of it, save me for like let's say the wings, where I basically make for it like a little outfit, if you would, a little cloak, if you would.
I'm gonna run a detox program for a dental detox
I'm,
program.
Yeah.
I'm still pointing my magnum at him. I'm like, so you made that thing?
Yes.
So that's not a flood spore.
They had
No.
they had a I think
A
I've
sl-
heard
like
a human horror novel with this exact premise.
Frankenstein or something. That worked
That
with like
sounds right.
700 years.
I think it was that.
Why are you reading 700-year-old literature? Wait, out of character.
I
Frankenstein
make
came
a
out in the
spitting.
right.
I make a spitting sound.
What did you say?
Here's
Hey,
your
Frankenstein came out in the 1800s, right?
yes,
Something like that.
Yeah.
like late 1800s.
the human said it was a classic.
Yeah, like 500 years ago. I slowly set my magnum down on the table, still eyeing it warily.
As long as it stays behaved, then I don't care.
Like what in the like
Science or something? Because who reads 700-year-old books? Granted, they'd be digitized by now, but why? I think 700 years old. Surely there's anything more interesting in recent centuries.
Apparently it's because it spawned it's a fascinating case study for having for being the basis that formed most other horror literature that ever came afterwards, at least as far as humans were concerned.
Well,
if you're interested, I think I might have a copy.
I don't need to read horror literature. I have plenty of my own memories and vid logs from ODSTs on both the Ark and Delta Halo that are more than sufficient. The Flood puts any previously written horror story and makes it seem like a child's fairy tale. Ugh.
On the topic of your, on
You
the
you
topic of
see you
your
see the
world,
7 foot tall super soldier actually do a full body shudder, like, ugh,
yeah,
hate
on,
those things.
yeah, I'm like, on the topic of your world, I pick out like a broken power supply, hold it up. Do you have any idea how much this equipment costs?
I'm suddenly getting a strange case of deja vu.
Because I'm pretty sure in where I come from, you could buy a starship for it.
Probably. Probably.
See, you said a titanium weave?
I point towards the chest plate and like, that is Starship Home.
You're like doing one of them one-handed push-ups right now. Starship Home.
Same material we use on as war plating on battle cruisers. Just obviously less of it. That's part of why we have augmentation, so that we can wear the silly thing. Very useful, though.
You keep mentioning augmentations. So,
Ceramic bone grafts, enhanced reaction speed, super strength, better sight, vision, faster neural processing.
that sounds
Of course,
like a lot.
half of my friends died during augmentation, crippled skeletons,
Certainly
pods,
explains this.
paralyzed for the rest of his life. Red team,
That
now they were lucky. They actually, augmentations didn't take the first time, but they survived nonetheless. Took the second time.
that certainly explains the symmetrical scarring.
Ah, yes, those.
Doesn't account for this one.
Oh, that needle around.
What's a needler?
Strange covenant crystal, violetish color. If you are unfortunate enough to get hit with like 7, 8 of them, they detonate. Nasty thing. He proceeds to then detail various other
Nasty,
weapons scars.
nasty yet fascinating. I wonder what the composition of said crystals are.
Talk to
Do they mine them or are they manufactured?
Oh, I don't know. Talk to
They
some
would.
Oni Egghead. Or maybe a Sangheili. Maybe they'd know.
That's. This is.
Switching, like doing like one arm, then switch down, and switch to the other arm.
This is the. Also, where's the. The only. The only augmentations my suit is capable of is a few minor strength enhancers. Did not get those equipped. I didn't have the space.
Not those.
I had and my suit is able to seal in case there is a rupture.
Well, normally this suit has similar functions, but it has a limit to it, the amount of punishment it can take. Gel layer is probably shot
You
from
look
doing a terminal velocity face plant into a deck. Crushed the poor
at
fellow. That's what all the blood came from.
sounds like and I'm not entirely convinced that was a fellow. But back to what you were gel left in this.
Like I said, terminal velocity face plant.
If I had some and I don't think my Omni gel will be able to be a good supplement. All it'll do is make more metal.
You know, you guys got over this very well. Usually people freak out a lot longer about this.
I deliberately looking kind of in your
I am
direction, but not
specifically
completely in
ignoring
your
it because if I
direction.
recognize it, I will probably think it's just a flood spore and shoot it on sight. I'm just like,
I'm
"It's not
definitely
there.
keeping
It
an
is
eye
not
on
here."
it, but like,
I
as long as it's not like wreaking havoc, then I don't care.
It's not
I
approaching us and
call
trying to
it
take over our bodies and brains, so I am like, it is not there.
He is
Ignore the
going.
totally not a
I
flood spore.
He is going to be my little
I
Ivo.
I
He's going to help
like
me write.
I kind of
He can
turn towards
write?
you. I turn towards you, but I'm notably not looking anywhere at you, and I just say, call it positive denial.
As long as it doesn't try
Ignore
to
the
possess any of
abomination of
us.
nature.
Ignorance is bliss, okay?
Thank you, Chuck
Yeah.
Norris.
While in the midst of another work, I'm just like, as long as it doesn't try to possess any of us and take over, I won't kill it.
What would be capable of doing that? I
Flood.
don't think it has a
Hive
soul.
mind.
Reapers. And
See, the way you speak
You
of these
and
reapers,
Reapers.
the way you speak of these reapers is
she
almost like they
actually
are the
gets a
flood,
little
except
weird for a second.
computer.
She actually gets a little weird for a second, and I feel like I'm forgetting something.
What is it?
Well, now, if you're forgetting it, you couldn't exactly tell us, now wouldn't it?
Oh, well, shut up!
I remember blacking out at a point. Everyone said I told them to do something, and my nose was bleeding.
Interesting.
By all accounts, I had lost at least 3 hours. Not a single clue what that was about.
Did you have any alcohol? ODSTs get like that when they are completely wasted between missions.
Did you find one of your kidneys missing? I assume you have kidneys.
Well, according to my medical scan, everything was in order.
Strange.
Although admittedly it wasn't I'm sure it was nothing terrifying or eldritch. I'm sure it was nothing. I've just been actively avoiding trying to unpack what that was. How many repetitions are you planning on doing?
Until I get a little worn out. I then just stop and I fully just stand up and like something different. And I just, you
Burpees, let's go.
you and I point to you two both, and I just have you just grab my arm, and I just start doing like deltoid curls by lifting both
Emiri
Vagar
probably lays
and
less
Nilo
than.
simultaneously.
I was gonna say because Emiri probably lays less than Nilo.
No, it's like Nilo and Vagar are both just hanging on my arm and just doing like deltoid lifts or something like that.
Okay.
Just lifting the both of you clear off the ground and back.
This is. I kind of look at Vagar and I'm like, is this
stupid.
how you saw your evening going?
No. I feel stupid.
am
I'm
using you as
not
weight.
sure. I'm not sure what I'm feeling. Is it hot in here?
Oh, it ain't just you, baby.
I'm gonna lower the internal. I'm gonna see if I can't lower the internal temperature of my
Amira
enviro
knows.
suit.
She knows.
Famiria knows.
In the meantime,
Famiria's
I'm like,
already
using.
sketchy.
In the meantime, with my other arm, I'm using the back plate as like a bicep curl dumbbell.
Quick, I will write this
Sure,
down.
what I feel.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
If Vuden were to watch this happen, she would just
What's
like laughing her ass off.
What's the?
I'll just make up. It's like, for this very reason, I hear they're building a deck on the new supercarrier that has enhanced gravity. Something would make working out easier. Won't have to get half a squad just to put some decent weight on outside of Mjolnir.
Supposedly making things significantly better for the Quarians. I don't remember all the details, but something about them being, if you downloaded some into your suit, they could mimic pathogens and other such things, and help build up your immune structure.
Handy.
If my math was correct, I think we should be able to live without our suits on Rannoch within the next 5 to 10 years?
Oh, there it goes. Okay, I just need to turn it way up. Freaking microphone is being stupid.
Are you speaking,
Yeah.
John?
That was John.
Yeah,
I
John
could
was
barely
speaking.
hear you.
Yep, thought so.
We've just been inner dialogue for the past, 40 minutes.
Which is fine. I mean,
Yeah.
Character building.
yeah.
Character building as we
Character
try to.
This is
development.
downtime, so it's
Mhm.
fine.
Yeah.
Now the question is, we got to get Vagar to start opening up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, good luck with that, buddy.
Well,
I heard what sounded like a microphone sound. Everyone good?
I heard
Yeah,
that
I'm
as
good.
well.
Hopefully not, John. We'll figure that out. But yes, at some point, I guess. Oh, my headphone died. He's ready to sit. Okay. All right.
Okay.
At some
Well,
point,
that is.
I'm using half
is.
the party as workout
Please stand
weights.
by, any viewers of the future or the now. We are experiencing DM-related technical difficulties, rather rare.
It's
oh
not
shoot, what's the
me!
recording gonna look like?
No, let me check it really quick.
Yeah. Yes. Recording manager. Away.
Hear us.
It's like, so, is Amelia just taking extensive notes or something as I proceed to use between 200 and 300 pounds a person?
Yeah.
As
Uh,
workout weights.
Just don't
Perhaps
die again.
perhaps making sketches, trying to figure out what your
Okay.
muscle structure is.
Um.
In high definition.
So,
All right. DM speaking.
let's. I'm gonna skip some other things I had planned just so I can make sure that we get through the session before my headphones die again.
Okay,
All right.
then.
Because I don't know how much longer they're gonna last on me, or if they actually did die, and I don't know. Point is, we're gonna do some things. So, the next day, I'm gonna move some tokens around.
I'm gonna take away some rations. Because that is important to me.
Yeah. All four of you are up in the forecastle, doing some sort of work,
Sweeping the deck again.
something like that. Yeah.
Helping with believing. Gonna have
And
little I vote help too, if he can.
you hear one of the other crew members shout out, "Raiders!" as a pair of just a large group of green-skinned people without noses riding those shark creatures, star lancers, start to come down onto the ship. There are two that attack you specifically. The rest of the crew is busy fighting others, but we're not going to include them in the things.
Lovely. I
Skirbo
only have my
wastes no
sidearm on
time
me.
putting a bullet between the eyes of one of them. Not the ones we're fighting, of course. Just, you know.
Let me make sure that
because obviously we need to fight something.
Yeah, they move on the Githyanki's time. On the Githyanki, not on the Star Lancer's turn. There we go.
Bummer. I thought I was going to be first, and I'm not.
You can click the button, Nilo. There we go.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. You're still first.
Oh, wow. 26?
26.
I still got 26.
Wow.
I still got 26. I have a +7 to my initiative.
Yep.
What have I gauntlet on? What kind of work are we doing?
Just general, I don't know, ship work. You have your armor on, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fun. Okay. Well.
So, yeah,
The ship
Nilo, you're up
thinks
first.
Firearm work is
All right.
Oh, I engaged my shield when I saw them approaching, and they called out
Yeah.
raiders. Because
Okay.
that does technically take an action to engage.
Okay.
All right. I am going to.
My AC is now 18, not 16.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna shoot at the. What's the harder target to hit out of game? The rider or the shark?
Make a perception check.
Okay. Because I want to know if I can hit the rider. Where is it? There it is. Huh. That's odd. Well.
Can't tell.
Okay. I'm gonna see about shooting the raider.
Okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, huh? It's weird for everything that I've been rolling today to be all +4.
Yep, that hits.
All right. That is one of them's 10 plus 2. Almost max damage.
Still enough. The raider goes flying backwards off the shark, dead.
That was quick.
All right.
And the shark itself, no, not that one. That one's not dead. That one's dead. The shark itself swims away.
Ha! I knew it. Does the shark eat its rider?
Yes.
I was right.
See the effectiveness you had? I'm like,
Yeah.
like no.
I'm like, shoot the
Wish I had my
riders.
shot.
All right.
Wish I had my
Vagar.
shotgun.
All right, I'm gonna take out my crossbow and hit the other Githyanki.
Okay.
Oh my god!
Ooh.
Nope.
Nope. That's all then.
All right. It is
Skirbo,
that raider's turn.
Skirbo crying out, "Excellent shot, lass!"
I'm going to just mention right now. These guys have flyby, just so you know.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, it's like a drive-by, but a flyby.
Well, that means you can't opportunity attack them. Is the point?
Ah.
Yeah.
So,
Not as fun.
so this one's gonna fly in. He's gonna swing his cutlass at Emiria.
Alright. I'm gonna make a strength saving throw.
No, that would be if you yeah, I assume a 7 doesn't hit.
Even with no armor, a 7 does not hit.
And then it's gonna swing around towards Vagar,
Mm-hmm.
and the Lancer is going to try to stab you with its horn. Yeah, I assume a 24 does hit.
Yes, it does.
That's 8 damage.
Oh, not bad. Okay.
And then the
I'll
Lancer is going to fly off over here. Bradley.
I'm gonna move to there, and I'm gonna shoot the Githyanki.
Okay.
Shoot the rider.
Yeah, he dies too, and gets eaten by the shark as the shark swims away.
I'll then hit the button to reset the slide.
I'm gonna.
That combat ended a lot faster than
Yeah,
it would.
and the rest of the crew deals with the rest of the raiders that attacked.
Knew I'd like you. You had a shot the riders and left the poor animals alone. Quick thinking, lass. Thanks. I'm gonna collapse my gun and holster it to my side.
Watching you collapse, and I'm like, why do you do that? As I just take my pistol and return it to its mag mount on my leg. That would take time to collapse and uncollapse it. You never know, you're going to need it.
Because it uncollapses about. Its collapsed form is its safety setting. Can't fire. Can't fire if it doesn't have a barrel. And then I'm gonna flick the safety, causing it to unfold.
Why wouldn't you just? I pulled my magnum back out. Why don't you just use that old-fashioned manual safety as I flick mine on and off?
Because this also saves on storage.
Anyways,
Saves on storage space. Most people.
This one's beat up.
Most of the soldiers some of the soldiers, thanks to this ability to collapse weaponry, I've seen soldiers be able to carry as many as 5 weapons.
I'm going to think of my sword, a knife, my other knife, shotgun, a pistol.
anyways, you
That's not including melee implements, of course.
Anyways, after a short little while, Ticker comes up to you and says, looks like we're almost to your sphere, so
Thank you, Ticker.
yeah, it's what we always do whenever we get strays in. And he goes back to the helm. You see the ship approaching a medium-sized white crystal sphere, and you see a portal open on its surface that the ship moves towards. And just before the ship passes through the portal, in the distance, you all catch a glimpse of a warped purple and black octopus-like creature with thousands of purple eyes all over it before it just jets off. And then you pass through the portal. The ship comes out of the portal in the upper atmosphere of a planet, and for a moment everything is fine, and then the ship lurches downwards.
You recognize this world?
What world does it appear to be?
You can't tell, and also you are currently hurtling towards the ground. You see Taylor trying to wrench the wheel back and forth. You see the ground coming up pretty fast. We're gonna do our disaster response thing here. 2 rounds of it.
Really wish I had my thruster jets working right now.
Okay, Nilo is up first again. What is Nilo doing to try to respond to this disaster?
Okay, how much movement would it be to get a frack?
So the ship is basically crashing.
Yes, the ship is crashing.
Yeah, I was going to rush my way over to the helm,
Oh,
see what was going on, but that would take more.
you could sprint.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then I won't be
I
able to
throw
do
you.
much. So
I mean, I could throw you, but
Okay.
yeah, but
So that's
you're
what
over there.
you're doing. You're just doing
Yeah.
a. Actually, I'm gonna have you make me a. Okay, so you're going. No, you can sprint. You can sprint over there.
okay,
But I'm gonna have you make a check for trying to figure out what's going on. What do you want to do for that?
all right. I suppose that would be a technology,
Yeah,
because
that
maybe
works.
maybe it has something to do with the fact that this ship isn't using appropriate Mass Effect feel.
Yeah,
That this
that
thing
works.
isn't doing an
That
appropriate
works.
Mass Effect.
Technology check, Ben.
Yep. Okay. Now it's a +6. That makes more sense.
Mhm.
I may or may not have been looking at the wrong character when I rolled a +6 earlier.
Okay, whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
30
It
20.
don't matter.
Okay. Yeah, it's you also hear Ticker say something. Something about your sphere. It doesn't use the kind of space travel rules I was expecting. I'll try and get her down as gently as I can.
All right.
What do you
You're,
need to get her down?
so it is the not appropriate use of them. So it is him not using the appropriate
All
Mass
right.
Effect.
Yeah, I did call out if he specified if there's
I'm gonna
anything
see what I
specific
can
he
do
needs
about
help
that.
with.
It's
Otherwise, I'm
gonna.
going to start doing things like checking to make sure, like
Um.
the solar sails and so forth are
Uh.
open to get power.
Yep.
I assume that's how you get
Get
power.
get a get a sail open. Get some more. It'll
Uh,
get us some more power, and it'll maybe slow us down a little.
okay, I'm going to use athletics to climb
Move
up
it.
there fast,
Okay.
speedy like.
All right. Athletics
Um,
check.
yep.
Like to think Skirvo's just in his office right now,
Oh,
writing down
okay.
some
Well,
paperwork while this is all going on.
All
He's
right.
like, he's like, either we die or we don't.
You climb up and you climb up to where the sail is,
mhm,
and
yeah.
you start to unfurl it. All
Mhm.
right,
The crow's
Vagar.
nest, you hear Mortimer just screaming.
All right,
He's
Vagar.
holding on for dear life. Okay,
Poor
Vagar.
guy is high as a kite right now. This is a bad trip.
Yeah.
In more ways than one.
Yeah.
The real question is the R2 or not the R2 the R7 bot just making the high pitched shrill whistle like
I bet he just magnetized himself and
clamp
just
down.
started running around making sure things are working.
All right, Vagar. What are you doing?
Vagar, he is going over to this post, I guess, right over here, and just trying to hold on for dear life.
Okay.
I'll
What?
shout down, get up here, help me open this thing.
What? Okay.
Yes, you get up
Fine.
here.
Fine.
All right, that would be to climb quickly. That would be athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, let's see what I'm better at. Acrobatics.
Keep in mind that it's going to be harder to do repeated checks of the same skill.
Yeah.
So, and that absolutely would have been an athletics check to try and just hold on to the post. By the way.
Yeah.
So, acrobatics
Ah!
check then.
Oh, that's a +4 to that.
Okay, yeah, you succeed and you get up and along with Bradley's help, you unfurl the sail and you feel the ship's engines have a bit more oomph to them, but also the the sail does seem to be slowing the ship down a little bit. All right, Emiria.
Yes. Is that technology? I'm trying to think. Trying to think if there is some way for me to, for lack of better words, not hotwire, but figure out a way to make sure that the engine goes faster from
Uh,
where I'm
I mean,
standing.
you don't. not from where you're standing at all, and also you probably just don't know enough about the internal workings of the ship to be able to do that.
All right.
Not even Nilo
Don't
would
know.
at the moment.
Yeah.
Something about magic boats. Okay. All
It
right.
is
Well, we're gonna grab
magic space technology boat.
So we're gonna grab Ivo, and is the catapult there?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like the heaviest thing here, which means it's probably gonna be the least thing. The thing that's probably gonna move the least.
It's also
And
actually attached to the ship, so.
and I'm going to try to find a place to place me and Ivo, so we don't. What is it? So we don't die.
All right, perception check, investigation check, something like that. Which one do you want?
Let's do perception.
Okay.
1d20 plus 4. Will I be screwed? Nope.
Yep. You managed to wedge yourself in between in between a couple of beams so that you're securely fastened there. Nilo. Oh
All
wait,
right.
first top of the round. The ship is continuing to plummet towards the planet's surface. You see it. You can see the planet a little more clearly now. It seems to be pretty rocky, and you see like there are like some big mesas that you're passing by, and one of them shears off one of the maneuvering fins on the back of the ship. Now it's Nilo.
Hope you didn't need that. I'm.
Boy, is this what it was like?
Let's see.
What was that word?
How would I go about trying to engage something similar to at the very least a Mass Effect pulse?
I
need to make a Mass Effect happen.
Yes. What check would you do to do that? That's a good question. Tinker's tools?
That I somehow don't have on this character for some reason.
Under the tools section, just a check with Tinker's tools.
Yeah, you're an artificer, so you will be proficient with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
switch to the tools tab on that.
Yeah, no, I see it. I'm just saying that for some reason I don't have that marked for whatever reason.
Oh, I need to fix that then. So yeah, it's your intelligence modifier.
Probably
plus
had
your...
something to do with me doing air vehicles and astral vehicles as kind of I'm supposed to be a ship.
Well, no, you should just get Tinker's tools proficiency from being an artificer.
Yeah. Anyways,
yeah. So
that
intelligence
should be a +6 then.
Yes.
So I'm gonna see about a 16.
Right. You managed to make a small field happen, and the ship kind of smooths out a little bit. And
I don't have the thing either. For Tinker's tools.
Yeah. All right, Bradley.
Okay. Having been in probably numerous Pelican crashes and maybe even a couple of Prowler crashes, from my vantage point, I'm going to look for a good spot for Tick to try and just sort of guide the ship in so we're not smacking into a cliff face.
All right, make a survival check.
The surrounding of the ship.
I was hoping to just use perception to look around.
Perception, you would have disadvantage on because Emiria already did that. I'm helping you out I'm helping you out a lot this first one because it's the first time doing this. I'm not going to be as helpful with what skills in future ones.
It is +4 instead of +6, but oof.
You frantically look around, but you can't seem to find anything.
Bummer.
Vagar?
Okay. Vagar doesn't know what to do. He's gonna go back down and just hold on for dear life.
Okay. Be an athletics check then.
Yeah.
It'll have a higher DC because of the things, but it's fine.
I should probably mention that the ship is now is now surrounded by a blue warping field.
And it is like flickering and
it is it looks very distorted.
yeah, it's flickering, it's very unstable.
Yep.
Emiria.
Well, I've already found my spot. I guess I would like to help Bradley with his survival check.
Okay. Make another survival check then, which be a little higher, but that's fine.
Alright. Okay, so that is a +4. Alright. Everything's a +4. 13.
Yeah, you still don't really notice anything. So Ticker guides the ship as best he can, and the Mass Effect field very much helps it. But as he eventually it gives out, and the ship falls again, and he tries to guide it as best he can on top of a nearby cliff, and it pretty roughly hits the ground and slides to a stop. Vagar and Nilo, you are battered but unharmed. And Bradley and Emiria, you end up like even more wedged into the catapult than before. Like you can't move at all. And Bradley, you end up slamming back against one of the railings and end up tangled in a coil of rope.
Oh, here we go again.
I was just picturing Skirbo this whole time, just being like freaking, just he was working on some paperwork and he's just very calm. Like like when the ship drops, he just catches his hat, puts it back on, is just continuing to write stuff. And when the ship hits the ground, he catches the oil well to keep it from spilling. He's just alarmingly calm the entire time.
The chair music is just playing in the background.
Meanwhile, Mary had clearly braced for impact.
Yeah, Ticker releases the wheel, like clearly with some effort. It takes him a little bit of effort to unclench his hands. Is everyone all right?
You just see Mortimer, just like a little guy, just like keel over the side of the crow's nest and just vomit.
Help!
I definitely did not miss pelican crashes. I wish I had my gel there.
Theoretically, I'm alive.
Vagar had a death grip on the ring or on his necklace.
I just call out, hey, seriously, mind helping a fellow out?
Okay.
Curvo inside the cabin's just he finishes dotting a few I's, crossing a few T's, and then Mary's just looks at him. I'd like to lodge a complaint, Captain. It's like, speak. Your beyond calmness during a wreck is disconcerting to much of the crew. Your opinion is noted. As he does that paper stacking thing when you pat the bottom end on the table, and then he puts the papers down, stands up, comes out on the deck. Status report.
We landed on a habitable world. You see, Ticker has a similar hard light Omni tool thing. It's clearly not the same tech, but it's similar.
I kind of
seems to be
Ticker's looking like the Andromeda Omni tools.
Okay. He
Which are
looks
cool
at
looking,
it.
They just suck as Omni tools.
Mapping isn't really wanting to sync up. Somewhere in this galactic northeast. Luckily, we hit a habitable world. We lost maneuvering fin, life support. Engines are shot. It'll take me some time to repair.
I just call out from where I'm stuck to the rigging. You can repair this without a shipyard?
We keep a few parts on board.
What
Convenient.
What kind of moron wouldn't?
Well, usually hull breaches require a shipyard to repair if they're repairable at all. Unless, of course, we're
Sounds
lucky
like
enough to
poor
not have a hull
design.
breach. Unless, of course, we're lucky enough to not have a hull breach.
Sounds like poor design.
Well, what else do you expect
You
when you get
said
cut in half with a laser?
You said galactic northeast? I'm gonna
Somewhere like that.
see if I can't connect to something to see if I
That's a
can't get
history
a
check.
position.
Yeah, I prepared for that. I knew you would want to make that history check, and I'm like, yeah, you can make that history check.
Yeah.
Vanguard, help me. I'm stuck.
Okay, alright, let's
Watch
get you
me.
out of there.
Watch me
Yeah,
fail
you,
this
you
one
pull it.
finally.
You pull Emiria out.
Does Cheeria get me down, or should I just pull out a knife and cut myself?
Oh, never mind.
I got you, I got you. Just give me a moment.
Yeah, you're on Rannoch.
Wait a minute. Wait. I run a few
Gotta
scans,
Miri out, gotta
realize
get
the
Bradley
connected
out.
to a local
You
network.
do not want to be underneath me when you cut me loose, unless you want to be
This is
squished.
Rannoch!
I don't want to get slammed by you again. I don't want you sitting on me again.
Hey,
Oh, you know
that was
this-
not my fault. Blame the slip space portal.
But I don't want it to happen again, so...
Yeah, I suggest you get above me then.
Fine, whatever. I'll climb and just cut him off.
Land with a thud. Oof. Ah. Well, at least I'm out. I stand up with a groan and like, so we're at your homeworld. Lovely. At least we landed on a spacefaring planet.
I just have no idea where the nearest settlement would be.
Can't you doohickey pull up a map or something like that?
Working on it.
You can also just
I-
look around.
Yeah.
I do look around.
All right, you see what appears to be a settlement at the bottom of the cliff that the ship is currently perched on. And
Ah.
not far away, along the cliff's edge, you see some sort of park or plaza or something.
Well, as luck should have it, man. Is this what it feels like?
Oh my god,
Chief is
please
running
tell me
around.
just like in the distance, there's just a freaking destroyer reaper just completely decimated.
Yes, actually, in the distance there is a destroyed tiny
destroyer class.
Yeah. It appears to have been it appears actually to have been partially dismantled.
Fun.
I look around.
It looks like we landed in the middle of one.
I know where we are.
You do? Good.
Yes, the entire Wait a minute, are we on the cliff?
Yes, we're in the middle of a settlement, it would appear. There's a town down there, and there's a park over there.
I'm like, I think
move over here.
This is where Shepard brokered peace between the Quarians and the Geth.
Oh, lovely.
That's a scary coincidence.
Well, they seem to have built a settlement here. And we seem to have managed to land right smack
Well,
in the
there
middle
was
of it.
already infrastructure here. It makes sense.
Well, I do hope we didn't crush anything when we landed.
Good to see that damn thing's dead after it took a pummeling from the entire Quarian fleet.
Do you not use Mac rounds? One shell, put a hole clear through that thing, based on the looks of it.
Not if it had its barriers up.
Strong shields.
Their barriers are
had that problem with Covenant
beyond strong. Don't even fully understand. It's not important right now.
Yes, let's fix this thing up, drop you off, and let's be off.
Now, how am I going to get down from here?
Jump.
You see Ticker press a few buttons on his on his little tool, and the gangplank extends.
That also works.
Which
I would have said
I bet the gangplank is like an insanely modified version of the old
The Corvus, yes.
yeah, the Corvus. So it's still got it's got extendable teeth at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Would probably do you some good to get back on a planet.
let's uh let's see about that. And how am I going to get down from this cliff?
well, there
That's the
seems to be a
real
park stopping
question.
over there. Perhaps they have an elevator.
What the hell am I doing? Do you have any problems with me trying to contact help?
No.
I'm going to link up my Omni tool and see if I can't dial anyone.
Dial
You
911.
can't quite manage to make a call go out.
Yeah.
Perhaps your thing got damaged in the crash.
Mm,
You know, I'm starting to
shouldn't
think that
have, but it
that this
might have
Omni
gotten
tool isn't
frazzled
real.
during the fight.
Hmm.
Let's.
Perhaps four
I'm
of us
going
should
to
go
keep
looking for them.
connecting. I should. I'm not much of a survivalist. Let's see. I'm
Then how did
Do
you
you
gonna
want
survive
us
a
to
step
war?
go
down.
with you?
What?
Do you want us to go with you?
Um,
Do you
if
wish to
you
die
wouldn't,
slightly less?
if if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, sure, why not?
You
Well, this is your world. Lead the way.
step off the ship, and the park isn't very far away. In fact, so it doesn't take very long to get there. And when you get there, you notice a statue a and some obelisks that it appears to be the park appears to be built around this as a centerpiece.
I assume the statue looks like a Geth
Yes, it does. You can make
with a
you can
with
make
a hole in it.
make a perception check. No, investigation check. In fact.
Yeah. Um.
Well, this walk over here,
Oh.
I've been muttering. I wonder if that shepherd fellow was around. I'd like to get my shotgun back.
All right.
Yeah.
You notice that the statue is, yeah, it's a statue of Legion, but you notice that's not just a statue of Legion. That
That's
is Legion.
that's that's nice.
You also
Wonder.
notice that there's various text all over the obelisks as well. It's all in Keelish.
Yeah.
Alien
I'm
obelisk.
assuming. I'm assuming all the. I point at the statue. That's a Geth, or the
Interesting.
destroyed platform of one.
Interesting. Looks like a
That
foot
one was
soldier
called
model.
Legion, according to everything I heard. Out of game was that? Out of game was is this a timeline where Shepard actually took Legion to the flotilla?
No. However,
Ah,
I should mention that there is a nameplate on the statue.
yeah. Okay. I think they called it Legion. Yep, there it is. Legion. Don't
Mm-hmm.
remember what it was referencing, but that's not
Could be
important.
any number of things,
It was
but
the
who knows?
it was apparently a friend of Shepard's, and
Interesting structure design.
it was due to this and Admiral Zora that we were able to achieve peace. It makes sense they would make a monument.
I start looking and comparing the similarities between the the Geth Corp body structure thing in front of me at the aquarium beside me, and I'm like, oh, wait a second. Are you and those things connected, related somehow?
The Quarians created the Geth over 330 years ago.
Well, that would explain the similarities.
But yeah,
Yes.
Wait. You mean
would
you've
you
only been working with AI for
I'm
300
looking
years?
at the obelisks.
all right, you notice that there are lists of names,
I had a feeling as
and
much.
you're looking over them. You see some names you recognize, like Railzora.
Yeah.
and then you see your own name on it.
Yeah. I put my hand on it.
Someone close.
That's me.
Well, I mean, they probably
Ooh,
assumed you died when you teleported to
Yeah, I mean, you
wherever you
kind of
went. And then
blipped.
that's some
I'm more.
spooky nonsense right there.
when all of us decided to swap places with each other.
I do that thing where you like grab your your biceps
Hmm.
and just like it's it makes sense, but it's still spooky to see your own grave.
Hey, I wouldn't know what that's like. Spartans never die. They just get listed missing in action.
And
We actually do die, but that's a secret.
That's some propaganda level stuff
Let
I've
me.
seen.
You have no idea. No.
Spartans never die. They just go
Oni
missing in
propaganda? No.
action. And of all the Spartans to ever get listed as MIA, only 4 of them were actually properly MIA.
yeah, you but yeah,
Yeah.
you. I assume you
I'm
like sit down against the.
Yeah. I'm gonna sit and
All
just
right.
yeah.
Well, you
You
want to sit here
Yeah.
and
notice
I'm
mope
that
about? Well, we
the
gotta find
you notice that
some other living
the
people.
Geth programs that are in your suit have fallen uncharacteristically quiet.
Ooh.
wait. I I look through my I look through my I try to check my systems to see where my to see what's going on cuz the cuz listen, I need you guys. there were like there were like at least 100 of you.
Yeah, you
Wait,
they're just gone.
I'm like,
did my Omni tool break down completely?
eventually, I'm open to back.
And
Now they'll
Everything all
have to.
right?
Now the. Uh, uh,
and then
hopefully, I won't have to explain that to the Geth.
you hear a sparking, clicking, whirring noise from above and behind you. And the headlamp of the Geth statue turns on, and then it falls flat on its face.
I'm like, I look between you and the robot, and I'm like, is that normal?
No,
Good. I didn't think so.
Someone needs to fix their construct.
So
that's.
what are we going to do about it?
I'm gonna
I
go
look
check
back at
on
you.
the machine, on the because kind of freaked out that I ruined a memorial.
I walk over and just with one hand grab his collar-ish thing to pull him up off of his face.
The light is still flickering, and it doesn't seem to be able to form. It doesn't seem to be able to stand right now.
Well, yeah, I'm physically holding it up off of its
Yeah.
face.
Wait,
Well, I guess it's on its knees.
scan the. I'm
I'm
gonna
like,
scan the. I'm gonna scan the platform.
anything in there?
Okay.
I just
What would
tap one finger
that'd
against
be
the
a
side of
tech,
its
I
head.
think.
Technology, yes.
All right, scanning
Technology.
platform.
There are definitely programs inside of it that are trying to make sense of things.
Wait a minute, maybe this can help. I'm
What
gonna,
do?
what would it be to do see if I can, get some stuff, do some minor repairs.
Tinker's tools check.
All right. Oh
Remember,
yeah,
that's
that's,
+6.
yeah,
Mhm.
because that's broken.
Whoa.
All right, you perform some repairs, and
Slap some Omni gel in there.
you see the light go from flickering to solid, and
Blindingly solid, I need to point
yeah,
out. Jesus, those things are bright.
Yeah, and you hear a voice start to come out of it. It's quiet, and it sounds like it's saying hello in a bunch of different languages.
I look between the robot and you and I'm like, whatever you did, it seems to be functioning more, but it still sounds, well,
The-
broken.
This is, well, this is Legion's platform, and I have no idea how long it's been here for. I don't even, to be honest, I'm not sure the Geth understand the concept of of owning a body. They hardware and software are two different things to them. So
We use
so
AIs and
this
chips.
perhaps
Animate
they've
chips
just
their body, I
perhaps
guess?
they just see it as useful materials.
You hear it make the noise of like you hear it make like the Quarian equivalent of the Windows XP startup sound.
Yeah. Which is pretty much that Geth machine like
Warble
frickin'
sound.
that warbling sound, that chittering.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then
Sounds
it
like it's turning
seems to it
on.
seems to be able to hold itself up without Bradley's influence, and it rises to its feet.
I release it when it does that. I have to like push its antenna out of my face so I
And
almost get
it
jammed in the
looks
face
over
with
at it looks over at Nilo. Hello, Nilo Megara.
They would call me Creator Megara. They
Creator
all do
Megara.
that.
Yeah, sorry. Been a long time.
No, I know. I was waiting to
Yeah,
correct you on that because I knew you'd make that
yeah.
mistake. Everyone does.
Hello, Creator Megara.
I turn to the robot and like, so you know her?
They theoretically all Geth know all the Quarians. It's their interlinked system. They're interlinked system wide, if I understood.
Oh,
Wait, this is
convenient.
actually a good thing.
Um, convenient.
Can
You explain what's going on.
can you
Your world, after all.
help us get to the nearest settlement?
Easily. I will contact the settlement. And you see it pause for
You
just
hear
a
the
moment.
chittering sound?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then help is on its way. Um I must thank you for bringing me here.
We found you here.
The programs. Wait, were you the programs that were in my suit?
Yes and no.
Tilt my head.
Visibly
What do you
confused
mean? What do you mean no?
I didn't realize it until you brought me here. Took during whatever happened, I think your companions called it shifting. I seem to have been able to piece myself back together in the consciousness.
Uh-huh.
In- yeah, first of all, I think
Well, at
the
least something
word
good
you
came out of
meant
all
was
this.
consensus, but anyways,
Consensus.
yeah. Second of all, because that's their word.
Yeah.
Second of
The
all,
census.
you're-
We are building a consensus.
wait.
Sorry, it's been a long time since I played the games.
No, you're all right. It's been
You're good, you're good.
wasn't it? No, it was Thieves. It was like the dead middle of Thieves Incorporated when I made you
Yeah.
play through them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was literally the dead middle.
Mhm.
You were pretty much wrapping up the game not long after our in-person session. That was a
Yeah.
long time ago.
Yeah, that's
That was
true.
a good long while. Yep.
Anyways,
Anyways,
Ooh, that was
anyways,
a while.
wait. Are you Legion?
correct.
Oh, he managed to restore himself. Good.
Things have gotten infinitely more complicated.
Well, that's obvious by my presence and his presence and her presence as I gesture to myself, Vagar and Emiria.
Well, you three at least pass for something that's from around these parts. You're
You have 7-foot tall superhumans in these parts.
no, but you're human.
I yeah.
Just
You,
the other two.
Yeah.
Well, as far as
Like,
I'm
hey,
concerned,
hey,
you're
hey.
both just normal people from just weird places that
Yeah.
are
Meanwhile, over
archaic.
here, apparently two dead people are coming back. I'm
What happened to those
apologize
guys?
if I
They were just
said,
simply misappropriately labeled as dead.
knowing that your programs were listening, I apologize if I said anything offensive during our voyage.
No harm was done.
Wait,
This is all I'm this is still new to me.
One of your companions appears to be approaching, and it points behind you.
Which who?
All right, you turn around and see Ticker walking into the park. There's something you should know, Nilo.
What?
I've been doing some looking into your magical signature. I was wondering why I wasn't able to properly assess the internals of this sphere.
Oh, you
Your
fucked up, didn't you?
your signature is mismatched, more so than it was when I checked, and it's getting worse.
What does that mean?
It
That's bad, isn't it?
it means that something happened in that shifting, and unless we can figure out what it is and put a stop to it, well, let's just say the results are unpleasant.
Catastrophic war? Mass genocide? Define unpleasant.
Nilo's
What?
essence being torn across the astral sea.
Oh.
You
Yeah, that's
just
bad.
that's a little bit I think unpleasant is a too light a word for that. Well, the captain wanted to use the word ghastly. uh,
All right,
so
we're gonna
you.
actually end the session off there.
Oh, all right.
Um,
ooh,
so you all level up, and yes, obviously Legion is your steel defender, Nilo.
All right. I'll need to figure out how the hell that works.
Yeah, it should do most of it for you, but yeah,
Okay.
we may or may not be back next week. Who knows? Thanks for watching. Sorry for the weird problems with my headphones dying. Um, bye.